I think we have sufficient students to start the class. Okay, so let me just start my audio and video. Okay, how are we all? I hope I'm audible and visible. First of all, please confirm this. Just a sec. Yes, yes. Okay, so I think we can start the class now. So, good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to the ACCA professional course. We are currently at knowledge level, and I hope and wish that soon you guys will be at professional level. ACCA is a global accounting professional course, which I hope you are all aware that once you enroll in course, you have to clear these three levels, and after clearing these three levels, you'll be getting these golden words ACCA, and you will be basically become ACCA affiliate. And if you have basically completed your 3-year PR requirement as well as completing the ethical module, then you will be ACCA professionals. So to become ACCA affiliate, you will be requiring completing all 13 exams. And for becoming ACCA member, you need to complete basically PER requirement as well as the ethical module. Now, before we start, let me just give you a very quick introduction about myself. My name is Vishal. I am an ACCA affiliate. I have scored All India Rank 2 at ACCA professional level and All India Rank 3 at ACCA skill level. Also, I have 7 years of corporate experience where I'm currently working in financial reporting and accounting. So this is about myself. And now we will be starting the subject. So, before this is something that I do, like I have given my introduction to you guys. So this is something you might find it awkward, but I always encourage to students to, that unmute themselves and, introduce in front of class. See, you guys are right now at ACCA course. And since I'll be your mentor and teacher for like next 2 months for the business and technology subject, which we are just going to start, so I would definitely encourage you to, create networking as much as you can. Like in the class, you have, variety of students coming from different background. So some of them would be, in the same city, some of them would be in different cities, some of them would be in different country. In ACCA, networking will definitely help you in long term. So before we start the class, so this is something that I usually do in my classes. If you guys are comfortable, okay. If you're not comfortable, then okay. I will be just naming student, and I would encourage you to unmute yourself and basically give us a small intro, just like I did. Okay. And then we'll basically start the class. Fine by everyone? Please say yes, no. Okay. Keep, responding me in the chat. Okay. So that it feels like I'm not talking to myself. Okay. Darren says yes. Anirudh say yes. So who wants to go first, or should I, name out the student? Anybody who's interested in giving the introduction? I can see anyone. Don't worry, it's not a big fight. We all struggle, so definitely it's a good opportunity according to me. So please take this opportunity. Okay, Dhruv. Yeah, please go. Okay. uh Let me know, Dhruv, if you are able to unmute yourself.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. How
How
are
are you,
you?
sir?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
all good.
sir. Hello, sir. My name is Dhruv Tiwari.
Mm-hmm.
I am from Delhi, but right now I am in West Bengal.
Okay, nice.
Uh, mm,
And Dhruv, can you give us basically a little intro about your education, like whether any education or any working experience?
right now I am pursuing BCom honors.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I also have a past experience working in a CA firm for 1 year.
Okay, nice. That's very good.
But I quit my job,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
focus on my studies
Okay, so you're saying you are right now currently focused in ACCA, right?
at the same time. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. So your actually voice got glitched in between. Okay, thanks. That was lovely introduction, Dhruv. Anybody else? Okay, Darren. Yeah, sure. Please go ahead,
Yeah.
Darren.
Uh, Hello everyone. My name is Darren Carden. I
Mm-hmm.
am currently writing my grade 10 board exams,
Okay.
and I
And
live in
mm-hmm,
Dubai.
mm-hmm. Okay,
I
okay,
live in the city of Dubai in the United
okay,
Arab.
Nice, nice. As I said, some people would be in your city, some people would be in different cities, and some people would be in different countries. So normally we basically get students from Nepal and Dubai. So thank you, Darren. That was a lovely introduction. And also I would like you guys to mention like whether you this is your first ACCA exam or you have applied for any other ACCA exam. Okay. Okay. Anyone else who wants to go or now should I start taking name? Okay, Anirudh. Yeah, sure, Anirudh. Where are you, Anirudh? Yeah, Anirudh, please go ahead.
Yes, my name is Anirudh. I'm from
Mhm.
Bangalore and I'm doing my first year BCom.
Okay, okay, nice.
Yeah. Don't really
And
have any work experience. I've just started I'm in second semester of my BCom, so
mhm, mhm.
that's it.
Nice, nice. And any prior ACCA exam, or basically, how did you get to know about ACCA? Anything you want
I'm,
to share?
I'm more of the ACC. I just kind of found it like through mainly YouTube videos. I was trying
Okay,
to
okay,
find a
okay,
course, and this was the
okay.
one which was most appealing for me. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's actually very appealing. I'll tell you, a couple of things. So Anirudh is done. Okay, Divya, please go ahead. Uh, Divya, are you able to unmute yourself?
Hello, sir. Are you
Oh,
audible?
sorry. So yeah, yeah, Dia. Sorry, it's Dia. Sorry, I basically misread it.
So, my name is Dia Gupta, born and
Mm-hmm,
brought up in Amritsar, Punjab.
mm-hmm.
Recently, my bachelor's in sciences in hotel management,
Okay,
and,
nice.
and I have the experience in my industry, but not for this industry.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And this is my first exam and my first class for ACCA.
Okay, so when you say this industry, where do you think like ACCA belongs to?
To accounting industry and finance industry. So I'm not
Yeah.
at all related to that industry, this industry
Uh-huh.
right now, but I'll start my career soon.
Okay, okay. And how did you come about basically ACCA? Like, what was the
Um,
reason?
Actually, when I finished my bachelor's, I was looking for a job in hotels
Okay,
and retail sector only.
okay.
But my family member was in this industry only for last 20 years,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
he told me that you shouldn't be staying in this industry because me being a girl working for 14 hours shift, we need to
Okay.
think about our future. So that's
Mm-hmm,
why he disencouraged me to do this job, and he
mm-hmm,
told me about ACCA through his friend.
mm-hmm.
So I got to know about ACCA more by Satyarth sir,
Okay,
Satyarth
okay, okay.
Dwivedi.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. Nice, nice. So, good to know. Thanks, Dia. That was
Thank
really,
you so much, sir.
yeah, yeah. Any other one who wants to go, or should I now start taking name? Okay, Sheha. Sheha, am I basically pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, sir. Shreya.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Good
Okay.
evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Shreya. I am
Uh-huh.
from Kathal, Haryana.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Currently, I am proceeding my undergraduation course.
mm-hmm. Okay. And anything about ACCA?
I joined this course because it matched my interest.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, nice. Thanks, Shreya. Okay, one thing, like anyone has given any prior exam in ACCA, like financial accounting or basically like management accounting at foundation level, or all you are basically. Okay, okay, okay. Ayush, you have done. Okay, so Ayush, I would like you to introduce yourself first. Are you comfortable, Ayush? If you're not, then no worry. It's not a compulsory thing.
Hello, sir.
Hello, hello, Ayush.
My name is Ayush Kumar Singh,
Mm-hmm,
and I am
mm-hmm.
from Nepal, and I am currently
Okay.
living in Delhi, and
Mm-hmm,
I have
mm-hmm.
given two exam of knowledge level, FA
Okay.
or MA.
Okay, okay. So you have given the FA and MA. So how was your
Yes,
experience,
sir.
Ayush? Would you like to share it with the class?
Yes, it is a good, and I
Hmm.
am excited to give the exam.
Nice, nice. It's really nice being excited. Okay, so any challenges you faced in the exam, like first time you basically went for the ACC exam, because there are many students who would be interested, like how it is. So how did you find the exam? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Or like were you prepared? Something like that you would like to share.
No, sir, it is it didn't it is
Hmm.
not difficult. We have to
understand.
understand the questions only.
Okay, 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 okay. Thank you, Ayush. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we have done with Ayush, Anirudh, Darren, Dia. Okay, there is one G as a guest, so not sure. Like they have not given their proper name. So would you like to go, or should I ask Prashant? Anyone? Like Prashant, I think you are the last one, and there's one student name with G. Prashant, would you like to go?
Hello, sir.
Hi, Prashant. How are you?
Sir, I'm fine.
Okay.
How about you? Sir, I'm from UP and I'm pursuing my BCom third year, and this is my first ACCA exam.
Okay, okay, okay. Nice, nice, Prashant. Anything about ACCA? How you did you get to know? Like YouTube videos, friend, family?
So my teachers tell me about this course, and
Okay,
it is interesting.
okay,
And
okay. Nice. Okay. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you. Now I think one student is left with name G. So like I'm not sure the name, so you can basically unmute yourself and give introduce yourself, or if not, that's fine. Uh, okay, I think we can start the class. Basically, if you guys will be silent, so I have to consider it is either as a yes or no according to the situation. Okay. And one thing before we start, I would definitely encourage you to be participative. Okay. Throughout the course, we would be, exchanging communication since we are on a virtual platform. You guys are, we are not physically present. So definitely I would encourage you to, participate and, give your thoughts, give your questions in the chat. Okay, you can basically directly send the message to me, or you can send the to everyone depending upon your basically understanding. Okay, so let's start the class. Let me just share my screen and basically introduce you to the subject, and let me know if you guys are able to see my screen. Is it visible? Guys, is the screen visible? Yes. Anirudh says yes. Divya says yes. Okay, nice. So, okay. Thanks, Dhruv. Thanks for confirming. Thanks, Darren. Okay. So let's start. Let me just make some adjustments. This is where I can see your chats. Nice. So guys, as you can see, this is ACCA Business and Technology subject. Okay. So this is at your knowledge level subject. Okay, those I hope you are aware that there are three subjects at the knowledge level. One is financial accounting, one is basically your management accounting, and the another one is business and technology. Now, before we go ahead, this is the most common question student ask me. Let's say many of you are giving your business and technology as your first subject, and one of the students confirmed that their business technology is the last basically subject for basically the knowledge level. Let's say if you have applied for the business and technology as a first subject, that's very good start. Why? Because business and technology is your foundation, is your foundation. See, try and understand why ACCA wants you to learn business and technology. Like, I think it was Dia, or was it Shreya, basically, who confirmed like they are from the hotel management industry. See, guys, you would be normally doing the financial reporting, accounting, taxation, audit. Okay, you might be basically getting into the financial projects. Whatever job or whichever opportunity you later on opt for, ACCA basically provides a variety of scopes in the finance and accounting field. But you would be only able to, create a knowledge or basically create an understanding once you understand the business. See, this accounting and basically finance, or basically let's say taxation, or let's say audit, which These are all subjects you will learn throughout your ACCA skill level as well as professional level. These have all come from one thing, which is business. So if there is no existence of business, these things don't matter. So what ACCA wants out of you guys is that you need to have a fundamental understanding of business and the technology. Now, when I say technology, can you tell me like what is the technology we are right now talking about? Anyone about the technology? Business, we understand, I hope, that business is basically buying something at less, selling something at margin, and basically creating a profit. Basically, business is normally one thing: buying less, buying at less, and selling at more. Okay, this margin is called profit, and this is basically business. This is business in basically nutshell. This is the simplest definition. You buy something at very basically less price and you sell something at a basically higher price. The difference is basically your profit, and that is why you do the business. Okay, this is the business part. What is the technological part? Okay, Deya says using technology to make work easier. Very good, very good way of elaborating that technology is basically, help us reduce our efforts and basically make things smoother. Let's say if we talk about for this particular session, I'm right now teaching you. In teaching, we can have a room, a physical class. You guys would be coming there. I would need to arrange a sitting desk, and basically we would be having a conversation. But after the technological introduction and basically technological expansion and improvement, now we don't need to physically meet each other. We just witnessed in this session itself that there are some students sitting in the Dubai, there are some students sitting in the Nepal, some students are within the India in Chandigarh, some are in the Bangalore. Like, this is only with the possibility of technology. So when we will be basically creating our understanding of the business, we will also be understanding how technology has helped businesses improve and expand. Is this fundamental understanding clear? Why business and technology is right now being taught to you? Why ACCA wants you with basically having this subject? Basically, I always say either start with the finance accounting or basically business and technology. Let's say you are from a non-commerce background. So always start with the business and technology and then go for financial accounting. Okay. MA is something that you can always opt like last, like out of these, you can always opt for last. This is my personal recommendation, not a mandatory thing. See, some students already have a background. Let's say some students are from BCom honors or basically, a commerce background. Basically, if a student has studied commerce like accounting or business in their school time or in their college time or currently doing that, so then basically you can follow any order. So Dhruv has one question, sir. The technology we are gonna learn is related to business, right? So maybe various software we use for accounting and finance is what technology is in that chapter. Not exactly, not exactly. You will not be learning basically SAP, Oracle. These are all softwares which use in day-to-day finance and accounting. But yeah, you will be getting an understanding of that. Like what is the softwares that multinational organization use. Like let me just pose a question to you, Dhruv, or basically to everyone. Let's say you are sitting in UK and you want to invest, let's say $1 million in India. Okay. How can you make sure that the person you are basically a company, we'll be discussing what is company, what is director, but just for a simple understanding, let's say you have invested the money in India from UK as a $1 million. You're right now sitting in UK. Now, how would you make sure that your employees in India does not steal the money, does not do the basically they do not make any fraud in the company? How do you make sure that? Okay, so we need to have an understanding what technology basically plays role in the day-to-day business. Is it only related to customers, like basically creating a technology that we will be selling to the customers? Is it related to the internal businesses, like we will be using technology to managing our employee? Is it related to something creating fast communication? So there are multiple possibilities in the business and technology subject. When we will talking about technology, it's not like we are learning one particular software, like I will be teaching you Excel or Word file. No, That is not the case. What I will be teaching you is basically understanding of technology, how they are employed in the business. Okay, don't worry, this is all going to come. It's just that I'm introducing you all to all this. Clear, guys? Any questions so far? So I hope the order of basically the subjects is clear to you. My recommendation is, if you are from a non-commerce background, always start with BT, then FA. FA is basically your accounting knowledge, very fundamental. Business, basically technology I just explained, and then management accounting. This is basically something that, used by the management, very crucial, very important. But I would always recommend to go it last, because it will be the basically the trickiest. It's not like it's tough, but it will be the trickiest subject. Okay, but if you have already a better understanding, you already have a commerce background, so I don't think that any order would you need to follow. You can follow any order. Okay, you can start with the MA, that's fine, many students do that. Okay, so the order of exam is clear, the knowledge level. Guys, are we done? Okay, now let's move to the next part. Let's me introduce you to the business and technology. Okay, let me introduce you to the business. Anytime any student face any question, please understand this is your first class. So if you feel any doubt, you can ask me directly. Let's say you do not want to ask this question, we will be connecting on the WhatsApp. Okay, so you can ask the doubt over there. Okay, so don't feel shy. I would definitely encourage you. But even in case, let's say a student is very shy and very, reserved in terms of asking queries, so please feel free to reach out to me on WhatsApp. Okay, now business and technology. Let's introduce this. See, oh, this is incorrect. So sorry. First thing that we start is basically incorrect. This is not skill level. This is the knowledge level. Okay. Okay. This is knowledge level subject, not a skill level subject. Skill level is, very soon you're going to appear for. Hopefully within this year, you will be either completing our skill level or basically at least clearing half of the skill level. That's my basically, hope. Now, please understand, when you will be appearing for the business and technology exam, it will be 2 hour long exam. So there will be 2 hours that you need to sit in the exam. Okay, no 3 hours, no 4 hours, they are 2 hours. Vishal, you said 3 hours, that's fine, but 4 hours? Yes, in ACCA, earlier there used to be one exam which used to be a 4 hours. So now it's only 3 hours. So, but for skill level, for your knowledge level exams are normally at 2 hours. Okay, and they are all computer based exams. So you will be basically present in front of a computer. Okay, you can go to a center, you can basically give exam from your home. If any student is not aware, yes, in ACCA you can give exam from your home as well. Which one you should opt, that is up to you. Okay, but both exam will be based on computer based. Definitely center based, to me center based was always comfortable. Some students find home based exam very comfortable. The only difference is, in home based exam you need to provide for the internet connectivity, you need to provide a control environment, like it would be a a shutdown room where nobody can access, and there is no transparency in the room, like these are blocked by the walls. Okay, wall should not be transparent like a mirror wall. So these are some conditions that you can basically check by yourself at the ACCA website if you want to apply for home based exam. And center based exam definitely, but all this will be on computer based. Okay, you will be basically thrown like let's say how many questions, 30, 46 and 6. You will be given 42 questions, and you need to basically select options. Okay, now when I say select options, that means business and technology is a objective based exam. Objective based exam. Okay, no writing, no typing, only selection of options. Okay, I hope we all know KBC. Okay, in India, KBC is very famous, like a game show where out of 4 options, you basically select one option, and if you give the right answer, you get award. Or basically, who will be millionaire for the international version, or even if that is not clear, so simply MCQ. Though not exactly MCQ, but a nature of MCQ, like you would be selecting one option, okay, out of 4, and that option, if you get corrected, will award you marks. So it's a 100 marks paper, and in order to pass, you need to score basically 50 marks. 50 marks is your passing marks. Okay, And basically this is your passing marks rate. I should basically say 100 marks and you need to score like 50%, basically 50 marks, and then you will be passed. So in this subject, let me just tell you, the passing rate is 70 to 80%. Okay. So one good point for you. Normally students who study, when we say 70 to 80%, now, normally students who study get easily passed. Okay. And exam is not tough. Okay. So this 70 to 80% passing rate shows that normally students who study will be passing it with ease. Okay, they will be not very tough challenges. It doesn't mean that you should not prepare. You should not, you should slack, because we will be, learning some questions, and then we will know that exam has some standards. So those students who, prepare, they definitely get pass. So we will be, approaching the subject as such. Okay, now knowledge level 2-hour exam, computer based, whether be it from center, be it home, 100 marks paper, passing marks is 50. This much we have cleared. Now there are two sections in the exam. One is section A, one is section B. When you will be having a, let's say, 100 marks paper, in 100 marks you will be given a section A or section B. In section A you would get 46 questions, and in section B you would get 6 questions. I hope. Okay, yeah, 6 questions. How these questions will be there? Like 16 questions out of this 46 will be of 1 mark. Is this correct? Yeah. And 30 questions will be of 2 mark. Okay. So 16 and 60, that makes your score to 76. And in section B, there will be some case studies, And based on this case study, you will be given a question, and out of the case study, you will be selecting one option. If we, complete chapter number 1 today, so I will be showing you like how this basically, this case study B question happens, how this case study section A question happens. So don't worry, we will all be covering all this. Okay. So 6 question, 4 marks. Basically, one case study will have at least 2 questions. Okay, 2 mark each, or sometimes, one question of 4 mark. Very rare, but this is how it happens. So you would be basically getting like 6 into 4 is basically 24. So 24 here and 76 here. And one thing, if you study really good, so you will be easily getting this 50 marks in this section A itself. And this section B would be your scoring area, where you would be basically getting, let's say, 15 to 20 marks easily. So this is an average student score, which I'm telling you. Like out of 76, students normally pass the exam within this section. And then they basically, if they want to score 70, 80, then they basically get, 15 to 20 marks here. So it's a very scoring subject, very, knowledgeable subject, and very practical subject. Whatever we will learn here is not merely be theory. I will be, giving you practical life examples so as to make this subject, a very practical thing for you. We will not be solving questions. So, student feel like, okay, give us questions to solve, like, give us questions like accounting questions. Okay, let's do some calculations. Only these questions are practical. No, you're mistaken. If there is a theory, doesn't mean that it's not practical. In business and technology, I will show you how this is the most practical subject you will ever learn. Okay. Dhruv Tiwari has a question. Dhruv says section A contains only objective type question. Entire basically syllabus is through objective type. It's not like section B has any typing. You would be selecting options. It's just that, let me just clear with you what is what. Just one thing. There are multiple, way these exams are given. First is MCQ, basically multi-choice question. Multi-choice question. One is called multi-responsive questions. Multi-responsive. Okay. One is basically, like drag and drop. Okay. And all the time you will be having 4 options. Okay. One is, drop list. Let's say I ask what is a limited company? Okay, that would be one question to you. Very simple. So there will be a drop list. Let's say you press and then there is a drop happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth option. Limited company, no liability. Government company. Okay. Government company. Okay. NGO or none exist. So any option you select here would be basically getting it. Like drop down. You click, there is a drop list open. You basically select one and that drop list basically gets selected. This is drop list. MCQ, we already know out of these four, let's select anyone. Okay, this will be MCQ. What is multi-responsive? Let's say I give you three statements. Statement number 1, statement number 2, statement number 3. Now I say whether statement 1 is correct, whether statement 2 and 3 correct, whether statement 1, 2, 3 all correct, whether 1 and 3 only correct. Do you see? This is not multi-choice. This is multi-responsive. Okay. So these are the, this is how they try to make the exam difficult. Otherwise, syllabus is very easy. You get to learn, you get to revise, you get to practice questions. You automatically become confident about the syllabus. Now, the only way they make the exam difficult is, either multi-responsive, drop-down list or MCQ, like whatever style they want to adopt. Clear everyone so far? About the exam pattern, how exam happens, what is the question proportion to each section in the exam, right? Okay. So this was about the exam section. Now, just some more details and then we'll go to the syllabus and start the subject. Couple of things I will be introducing you to as well. This is an on-demand exam. What does on-demand exam means? Knowledge level, as well as your, skill level law. These are 4 subjects at ACCA which are on demand. Okay. What does on demand mean? In case our student doesn't know, don't worry, that's why I'm here. So on demand means whenever you want to give exam. Yes, that means no due date. Okay. These 4 subjects at ACCA are basically on demand exam. You can appear on any day. Basically, you have to first take the appointment for the exam and then you can appear for exam on any day. Okay, let's say I feel I have basically studied well. Now I just need 1 week. So after 1 week, let's say next Monday, I will be booking my exam. This is on demand. So this way, 1 second, huh? Please keep yourself silent. So this way, you will not be basically requiring, basically to give a date. Now, when I say this on-demand exam, it's a very big flexible. It's a very flexible option. Very flexible option. Okay. So the advantage of this on-demand is that it is very flexible. Whenever you are ready. Whenever you are ready. But let me tell you the downside of it, and that is very dangerous side. Sorry, downside of it. This is advantage, very flexible, that whenever you're ready. The problem is when students is ready. What does it mean? The flexibility that we can give exam anytime we want, that we will be preparing for the exam, and when we feel confident, we will be basically appearing for the exam. The problem that students face in this is that they do not know when to give exam. And this is the most common question asked to me, Vishal, sir, I prepared the syllabus 2 to 3 times, but I'm not feeling confident. Should I give my exam? Now tell me, how can I answer this question for you? That you are telling me 2 statements. First is that you have prepared the exam for 2 to 3 times, and now you are feeling nervous. Trust me, it's very normal to feel nervous. But When we are talking about, that you have a flexibility, please don't let it become your biggest disadvantage. If a student is given flexibility, the problem is student is not very disciplined. Sorry to say this, but students are not very disciplined with their time and curriculum. Let's say I'm planning to give a exam in the month of April, like by the end of April or by the end of May, first week, by the first week of the May, or by the end of April, I am planning to give my exam. And this is the same time your syllabus will be completing. We are at March, so I'm planning to complete the syllabus by end of April or basically first week of May. So in this case, if that is my target date, what will happen to a student? Student will defer their preparation. They will not prepare. And you are thinking, okay, no, it's not like me, I will be preparing. Trust me, if you are not disciplined enough, you will be deferring, and you will be just lacking, and you will not be preparing for the exam. Let's say it's 2.5 months right now, so you are like, la, I have 2.5 months, I'll be preparing from next day, and this next days will be lapsing, and suddenly you will realize that you have only 1.5 month. Are you understanding that what is the problem I'm stating here? That because there is no date, you keep deferring. And I'm emphasizing on this point too much because this is actually a problem. Student keep deferring, and sometimes it happens that student had deferred for 3 to 4 months, even after completing the batch. Okay, so my advice would be once this batch gets completed, within 2 to 3 weeks of the completion of batch, you should give the exam, because everything will be fresh, guys. You will be just completed your syllabus, things will be fresh. If you wait for like 2 to 3 months, trust me, you will forget everything. We are humans, we are not CPU having a hardware. We have a small brain that has a very small capacity to retain information. If I ask you, okay, what did the first thing you did in the morning, you would be forgetting that. Most of you would not be able to answer it correctly. So please understand, complete your syllabus as soon as possible and give exam after completing your practice. Like I will be telling you how many times you need to practice at least, and then basically appear for the exam. Is this clear? Is this crystal clear? I have emphasized on this point like 5 to 10 minutes, but this was important. Yes, everyone? Okay, please be sincere. Do not use this, do not let this flexibility become a burden. This happens. And even after me emphasizing, I know some students will still do it. But this is my duty, so that's why I have told you. So this is on-demand exam, first thing. Second, you would be getting 2 workbooks. Don't worry, we are just about to start the class. I'll just take one break and then we'll just start the class about the chapter. Okay, don't worry. This is important because I don't want students to get confused in the later classes. Okay, hopefully you are comfortable with this. Just 15 more minutes and then we will start the class. Now, second is basically your workbook and practice kit. There are a couple of books, there are a couple of authors you can buy for, like BPP. Normally VG Learning would be providing you BPP books. You can also go for Kaplan. Any book you are comfortable, go with that. Okay. In the class, I am basing my notes. There is my notes also. Okay. In the class, I have based my notes based on BPP. You can also go for Kaplan. Whatever you are comfortable with, go with that book. In any of the book you go, there will be one workbook, basically the knowledge, and practice kit, which is basically containing questions. Let me just show you. Okay, like this is a workbook. Okay, this is a workbook, let's say this much page. In this they have chapters, and basically they are concepts about the chapters. And just 1 second. Yep, and this is practice kit. Okay, these practice kits have questions in them. Like they have questions, not chapter wise, but definitely they will be given a particular concept, and then they have given the questions, and at the end of the book they have also given the questions. Okay, exam, sorry, you also get a mock exam. So if you want, you can basically prepare for one mock exam by yourself, or basically we will be discussing this at the end of the syllabus, like whether we should conduct an exam in the class. Okay, and that will depend on the student strength. If they are more student, definitely I will be conducting exam. Okay, so 2 books. This was I have shown you for the BPP. You can also buy for Kaplan, anyone which you are comfortable with. My notes in the class are based on BPP, so you will be getting one additional note as a BPP. Okay, so if you get my notes, either study from my notes or from BPP book. Okay, do not try to overdone this. Clear about the books? Now, very important thing, very important thing. I should write it with a different pen. Very important. ACCA Learning Hub. How many of you are aware about ACCA Learning Hub? Very important, not only for your business technology, but throughout your ACCA syllabus. Basically all the subjects. Very good, Anirudh. Okay. Ayush, you are also aware. Don't worry. This is why I'm introducing you. What is ACCA Hub? Dhruv, you are also aware. Very good. Let me just show you one thing. Okay. ACCA in the last year basically introduced this. This was not a prior facility. Many students either go for Kaplan or sometimes go for BPP. And there's one more author. I just forgot the name of that author. Students are not comfortable with these books. So ACCA, what ACCA has done, they have come up with their own study material. Okay, and this is what ACCA Study Hub is. State ACCA Study Hub is nothing but ACCA's basically study material. Understand that the study material that BPP or Kaplan provide are approved by the ACCA, so definitely there would not be any major difference. But ACCA has provided their own study hub. So let me just show you this. Okay, just give me a moment. This is something important. I don't want students to be not aware because I hope this screen is safe to share because we are right now on internet. Share screen. Why there are one? Yep. Share. Let me know if you are able to see this website, ACCA. How many of you visited this ACCA website? I hope all of you, because you might have done your registration with ACCA, so you might definitely have visited this site. Okay, very wonderful site. Please get yourself familiarized with this site as much as you can. Right now this section will be important. Later on, once you become qualified, then this section. If you are looking for jobs, then this section. So this entire site is very important. Okay, so I will be introducing a couple of things. Let's first start with the student section. In the student section, you will be getting student support resources. Okay. In the student support resources, they are you can see this ACCA qualification, foundation level, diploma, FR. Basically, if you are interested in IFRS diploma, then you can opt for it. But because you are already appearing for ACCA, then you don't need the diploma IFRS. Okay. So ACCA qualification, we will just jumping to this ACCA qualification. I have not jumped to the foundation level. I jumped to the ACCA qualification. In the ACCA qualification, you would basically looking at couple of subjects like business technology, management accounting, financial accounting. Okay, all this. I would be going to the business and technology because this is the subject we are right now learning. And in the business and technology, you would see number of things given by the ACCA to you. Okay, there is one ACCA X course. I'm not going to introduce ACCA X course here. Okay, you can get the details yourself if you want. Introduction to business and technology. What in business and technology is, basically they will show you one video about the YouTube. We will not see the YouTube video here. I will just showing you that if you want to know more about it, so you can visit this site. Okay, let's go back. There is syllabus. If you want to know okay whether syllabus is which syllabus is applicable and what chapters are currently there, so this is the syllabus area. So currently, if you are aware, what we are right now learning is basically syllabus that will be applicable till August exam. So if you appear anytime before 20th September, so current syllabus will be applicable. And if you basically appear after 20th September 2024, then new syllabus will be applicable, and they have already given what would be the new syllabus. So please try to because we are right now at March, so I would definitely encourage you to give your exam before 20th September. Okay, so 20th September, if you give the current syllabus that we have taught, and if you pay for after 20th September, the new syllabus will be applicable in the exam. What would be the difference? You can always approach me if you basically out for the 20th after 20th September, that we can discuss. So this is the syllabus part. Let me just go back. This is something that just for your, in case you are not comfortable with maths and English. So this is some section ACCA has given you. It is given for in every session. Okay, ACCA Study Hub, we will be just coming there. Practice test. Okay, one thing. Let me just show you this one. Okay, let me just show you this one. I'm coming to the study hub, don't worry. This is a CBE practice platform. Okay. Unfortunately, at foundation level, like all these 4 subjects, the CBE practice platform is not available. Otherwise, this is very important tool, at least at your skill and at your professional level, because this practice platform allows you an environment that you will be facing in the exam. CBE practice platform a very important tool, but for your skill and professional level, unfortunately not for business and technology level. Okay, so this gives you, a mock test in an exam environment with a computer. You would be basically attempting the question, same question format that would be coming in the exam. So when you will be appearing for your skill and professional level, I would definitely encourage you, rather I would strongly urge you to please use this practice kit tool. Okay, at least do 4 to 5 mock tests before appearing any basically skill or professional exam. This would be very important. Okay, students are very good at their syllabus, but because they never practice on computer, they would never did anything related to computer and anything related to practice platform, so they failed exam due to not managing the systems in the exam center. So very important tool, though not at foundation level right now, because in foundation level you will be just selecting options, so that's why they have not given this seriously, but very important. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to introduce to you. Now coming back to the ACCA side, they have given you some practice test. Okay, some tests they have still given you at knowledge level, though at knowledge level you don't have this CV practice platform, but still they have given this practice test. Now unfortunately this practice test is a paid service, so if you pay like £10 or like £15, so you will be given a one exam. Okay, depending on how much fees you pay. So unfortunately at foundation level, if you want a practice basically, so you need to basically pay. Otherwise you can go with yourself, basically a specimen exam. Specimen exam is basically the same exam you would be getting in the exam, but this is a very generic exam, so don't expect any questions to come in the exam. Okay, this is just for your testing, and it will be only one exam only. Okay, let's select the business and technology here, and it's basically stating the same rule: 2 hours, 50% marks, 46 questions, 76 marks section A, 24 marks in section B, same thing. Okay, you'd be just going next. Okay, and this is basically giving you the instructions, just read it for yourself. Okay, next, and please do read these instructions. I'm just skipping it for the sake of time. Okay, and then it will ask you whether you have understood all the conditions given there, and we can start the exam. Okay, let's start the exam. Okay, now you can see that there is a timer going on. Okay, and these are telling me, okay, how much basically I have scored, what is the question number. Okay, and now what will happen? Let's say the major purpose of international accounting ISB is to ensure consistency in which 2 words complete the sentence: financial control, corporate reporting, or external auditing. Basically I would say corporate reporting, and they have basically said, okay, I have given the correct answer. Now I'd move to next. The leadership style that acknowledges the contribution that subordinates have to make is basically authentication, autocratic, or assertive. So I will select, let's say I will select any one option. Right now I'm not basically bothered whether it's correct or not. That at least acknowledges the contribution the subordinate have to make is basically autocratic. Oh, no. Yeah, it was also correct. I'm not sure why it moved directly. So this is how basically exam format will be. This is just a specimen exam, not exactly your basically practice exam. Okay, so this will be only one thing that you will be able to prepare. I will be exiting right now, and yes, my result is 2%. Unsuccessful attempt. I have failed. I have scored only 2% after taking 1 minute. Okay, just to give you a glimpse of the exam. Okay, guys, clear? Yes, no. Was it helpful? Yes. Please, okay, please keep pouring your answers. So this is a very important, okay, page. This is not only for business and technology. Let's say I go back to any of the subject. Okay, like after these subjects you will be then introducing yourself to performance management, taxation, financial reporting, auditing, financial management, basically either studying with me or other teachers. Okay, so this will be very helpful for each section. Let's say if I select FM, so you can see the same sections: technical articles, examiner reports, very important tools for you. Okay, please go through them. right now for the business and technology, and once you appear for other subjects, then basically those subjects. Very important tool. This is very helpful, trust me. Okay, so I have introduced you to the ACCA qualification student portal, and you how you can basically access these information. Now, very important. Let's go to the ACCA Study Hub. In order to access ACCA Study Hub, you have to log in with your credentials. Okay. So this is the site where you will be, inputting your credentials. Let me just, stop screen share for the moment. This is just like Facebook login ID or Instagram login ID, which we all do on day-to-day basis. Okay, just let me quickly log in here. Okay. Just one last thing, ACCA Study Hub and technical article. I am thinking, okay, I'll tell you about technical articles also, because that is also important for your exam. I hope you're finding this information helpful. I hope is that it's not like I'm just, not teaching the subject and basically, just telling you all these things, right? Okay, let me just show you. My ID. Okay, it will all anyway show. No worries. Okay, so guys, this is the page you get once you log in. So I have basically logged in using my password and ID, and there are multiple students coming right now. Some students are joining very late. Okay, no worries. Okay, those students who have joined late, I would request you to please go back and watch what we have discussed so far. So far, I am just introducing to the subject. I cannot go back and recall everything, because we have spent good amount right time. But please, whatever you are able to understand from here, please understand. I have not started the chapter or subject yet. Okay, I've just introduced you to the subject and not basically what is the syllabus and what all things we are going to study. Now, once you log into my ACCA login, this is the dashboard. Basically, you will be showing your IDD, what is your current level. As you can see, I am affiliate, not a member right now, because I have not decided to become a member right now. I will be basically later on deciding on that. Any fee pending, and then I will be basically selecting my qualification. Now it's currently showing, it's currently loading. Let's wait. And once you basically see, you will be logging. So this is how you will be basically it will be appearing here. Like I have completed my PR progress, and I have also completed this 13 circle. How it's looking like? First tell me, how's looking this circle? Complete. So hopefully you would be soon completing this circle. Like earlier it was like half. Sure, you would definitely. I'm really have great hopes that you would be completing this circle very soon. Okay. So this circle would be after, fine, after just now up from here, let's focus here. Okay. This is the CB practice platform I was, referring. This is the CB practice platform. This is ACCA Study Hub. Okay. One thing before ACCA Study Hub, which I want to highlight to you, this mitigating circumstances. Very, very, very important tool. Any situation, any challenge you face in the exam, please use this mitigating circumstances. Okay, let's say you appeared for the exam, suddenly electricity went off. Let's say there was some, keyboard issues. There were any issues you faced in the exam, which you want to highlight to the ACCA. See, I attempted my exam, but because of some challenge, I could not, give my 100% best. Though I knew that I could, complete my exam and I could, give my best. But because of some unforeseen circumstances, things, did not went my way. So you can always give your mitigating circumstances. Let's say you appear for the center and somehow the coordinators did not, very well manage your exam. You got the stress because of that. Let's say they, could not start your system. So all this you can mention here and help yourself. Very important tool, please. Okay, please note down. This will not be helpful for your business and technology and foundation level subjects, but for skill level, this tool will be very helpful. I have personally used this in my exams. Okay, I was afraid of, because I was preparing for SBR, and I was at my last question, but some technical glitch happened and computer stopped at the center for like 30 minutes. For 30 minutes we were idle. So I actually raised this complaint to ACCA. See, I was in a rhythm. I was attempting my last question and we were not given any additional time. So I lost my rhythm. These 30 minutes were very distracting for me. So because of this, I could not complete my last question. Okay. And it was not my best attempt. And because they saw my first three questions answers and they were very very considerate, okay, the student has performed actually good, so they considered my response, and because of that I scored like 74 75 out in the SBI subject. Okay, so definitely they considered my fourth exam as a consideration. So mitigating circumstances, very important tool. Now, CB practice platform, I have already told you. Okay, this will be once you will be, giving your skill level or professional level exam. So this is how it will be looking like it. You would be basically assigning any of the subjects here. You would be attempting questions from here. So something that is for your basically skill and professional level. Let's come back here. ACCA Study Hub. ACCA Study Hub. Select the ACCA Study Hub. Hopefully this opens. Okay, you can see I have selected couple of just to show the students how this happens. So audit and corporate. So what I will be doing, I'll be just searching the subject I want to start for. Is it FA1 financial transaction, maintaining financial records management? Okay, this is something else. Just a second, huh? Just a second. Let me find the subject because the site has changed a little bit. Not yet started, completed. Okay, business and technology. Okay, site has changed a little bit, in progress. Uh, okay, yeah, here it is. Basically, they have changed the site a little bit. So even for me, it is basically finding fascinating business and technology. Let me just type the business and technology. Yeah, this is the exam, and they have given basically you can use this as a study material. So I will just go not yet started. I will be selecting business and technology, and they will be basically giving you revised. Like right now, they have given me September to August. Once this period completes, then the new subject will be August to basically September 2025. Okay, so right now I will basically go and click on study. This is now loading the subject, and this is what you will be getting. Each chapter defining everything. Okay, let's start from the basics. This is the copyright about the study text, syllabus, like whatever you get in a normal book. Let's start basically syllabus and study guide. This is the syllabus. If you want to refer, I will just moving on. Other resources that you can go for, basically syllabus, study guide, ACC study support resources, anything that you find yourself comfortable. Exam advice, basically read the question in form. So all this you can go through yourself. Now, the thing that I am basically introducing this. Let's say I do not study from the ACC BPP kit or basically from the captain kit. I can come here and study. Like first thing, they will be basically giving you an introduction of the chapter. Okay. And then basically telling you, okay, after reading this, how much you feel confident, high, medium or low. Okay. You can mark your confidence rate. Once you basically mark this confidence rate, you can always come back to those page where your confidence rate was low or medium. Okay. High confidence rate, you do not need to visit again. Okay, let's say I have understand business organization purpose. This is basically the index. Let's move ahead. This is they have started the business organizations definition, social arrangement, collective goals, control activities, purpose of forming business organization. And after just I'm just completely quickly doing this. This was the syllabus that they have covered. Once this is done, summary. I will now be able to take quiz that was basically introduced by the ACCA themselves. Let's say I take the question number one. Start the quiz. Sorry, start the quiz. So this is the question one. If I select any of the option, let's say confirm, and then let's say I give this one, this one. I'm just selecting it randomly just to show you. So out out of these random selections, I have basically corrected 3 answers correctly and 2 basically incorrectly. So my average score was 60. So this shows that my understanding is currently at 60%. Very good tool. Okay, definitely encourage you to go through this. Okay, clear everyone about this ACCA study hub? How do you go about it? It's ACCA study hub. You just go to my ACCA, my qualifications, and there you can visit the ACCA study hub. You can visit the basically practice platform. You can choose for mitigating circumstances. And in case, let's say you want to for the practice test, like the business and technology. So here you can pay your fee and basically on-demand practice test. All clear? How basically you will be navigating this? See, this is the subject I feel that we should introduce all these things to you. Okay, so let's wrap it up and let's come back here. Yep, now let's come back here. So after introducing you to the subject, basically how business and technology, what is business and technology, what is the exam pattern, okay, what are the tools that you can use, okay. So ACCS Learning Hub, CB Practice Platform. I have also shown you the mitigating circumstances. Mitigating circumstances. Please don't mind my, writing. I'm not very good at writing. Okay. Technical articles and basically examiner guide again for skill level. Okay. Just let me show you quickly. Okay. I hope this is again visible. So this is study hub. Let's say I'm select here. And other than the foundation level, because technical article and the examiner's report is not very relevant at the foundation level. Let's say I select the financial reporting skill level exam. Here you would see that ACCA has provided you some technical articles. Very, very important for your skill and professional level. Guys, please understand, once you're preparing for ACCA, please use the resources that ACCA provide. They are provided for your purpose. In order to encourage these technical articles, not to encourage these technical articles, ACCA sometimes take questions from this technical article in exams. So please do complete this technical article. It's not like you're basically doing some additional work. If you have already completed, let's say property plant equipment subject in the financial reporting, it will be just like a revision for you, as well as you would be getting some more clarity. These technical articles are written by some professional like me. Okay, like some professional of ACCA, they basically understand the subject so well, so they write this article about the practical aspect. So this gives you clarity, as well as they sometimes use this question that ACCA, in order to promote technical article, takes in the exam. So please do use this technical article. Okay. And one more thing which is important is examiner's report. Those who are checking your exams, please go through their observations of the exam. This is this examiner report. They basically tell you how students perform, where students lack, because understand, exam ACCA has like 1 lakh or 2 lakh students appearing annually. So they know very well students. You think you can guess any subject, okay, this chapter would be coming in exam? Trust me, ACCA knows that you are predicting this subject or this sub chapter, particular chapters in the syllabus. Let's say you do not complete your 100% syllabus, you only select, okay, this is important, and then let's study that and only prepare for the exam. ACCA knows this very well. Trust me, they know it better than you. So that's why those do selective studying, ACCA would give you questions that you have not studied. This is their based on their past exam, and this is based on technological simulation, not some random selections. And basically, this also tells where students are lacking. Examiner report would be a golden ticket for you, basically a very important thing for you to utilize in your preparation. Please do not think this is theory. I personally have used examiner's report and it has provided me very beautiful insights. Like just one thing we have done with this. One challenge I faced during my ACCA preparation was the English. Trust me, English was one challenging thing for me. I thought, how will I be writing a professional level English? I'm not very good at English. I'm not, when it comes to writing or speaking, my English is not very high standard. Like, I'm not speaking like a professional. I manage, but I'm not very good at speaking English. So this was the doubt I had, and this is the same doubt I see many students have. Many students approach me for this, like, Vishal, like, how would we manage about, writing, because I'm not very good at English. Trust me, ACCA is a global exam, and this is what examiners have given in the report. This is what they have given in their report. ACCA is a global exam. It's not only conducted in India, it's also conducted in Nepal, it's also conducted in Pakistan, it's also conducted in Dubai, it's also conducted in Mexico, multiple regions, UK, Ireland, many countries. So ACCA understand this. English may not be the first language of many students, or many students are not comfortable with English. So what student they want? They don't want you to, memorize the fancy language. All they want is whether as a professional you are able to explain your points. Now this gives you freedom to write the exam in any manner you want. Okay, so please take all this burden in case you have, just like I had this doubt when I started my ACCA, that what if I'm not able to, give English like high level English. Okay, this is getting overwhelming. This is getting overwhelming, like too much information. Yeah, Dhruv has said, like, this is getting too many things for one subject. No, this is for everything. I am basically, technical articles, CBE practice platform, ACCA study hub, whatever I have basically introduced you. This is not for business and technology. This is for entire ACCA. These are the questions I frequently get from students. That's why I have introduced you. I hope I have not, overburden you with all this information. Is that so? If that is the so, we can take our 10 minutes break, right? Do you want a break? I don't want you to, overthrow. We are yet to start the syllabus. Guys, are we comfortable? Are we okay? Is it getting too much? Please respond, okay? Please, I don't want this class to be dull. It's fine. Dia says no, fine. Ayush says no. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay. So what we do, we have already done with all these things. So what I was explaining the English point, that please, just to summarize, just to conclude, do not, take this burden of, the English. Please use this. Okay. How to approach this particular subject? Don't worry, Dhruv. That is something we are going to basically tackle on. So far, I have just introduced to the subject. I have just introduced you to the content of the subject and basically the ACCA. Okay, because being the foundation level teacher, I get this query a lot. You won't believe me how many times this query get I entertain to students. So that's why I take this approach that in the first class I'm basically solving them. Don't worry about how we would be approaching the exam. I have not basically started with this. Okay, for the business and technology. Clear? Like, I'm not asking you to go to ACCA study hub. I'm not asking you to go to basically any book. I will be basically definitely recommending you to study my notes only, and how, that we will discuss in a moment. But so far, I think all is clear. Okay, so far everything is clear. Any doubt to any students? Okay, cool. Okay, so just five. This is right now 7:15. So let's take 5 minutes break and then we will basically start. Okay, because I want to start up fresh. Okay, 5 minutes break and then we will start. Okay, guys. Okay, thanks. Thank you, everyone. Let's have a 5 minutes break. Let's meet at 7:20. Okay, please come back at 7:20. Hello, everyone. Are we back? Are we back, guys? Yes. Okay. Shall I start? Nice. Okay. Okay. Now let's start the business and technology. We have covered all this thing. We have covered ACB practical article, examiner guidance, exam mode, student choice, center based or remote based. All points are covered. Let's cover the syllabus. See, now, please everyone, please pay attention here. We will be starting with the business and technology syllabus. See, as I told you, ACCA wants you to learn about the business and technology that are involved in the businesses. Okay, that help basically businesses grow, expand, that help businesses run. Okay, without technology now we cannot even think about running the businesses. Okay, the way the competition has increased, the way the globalization and expansion has done. So technology is an integral part of the business right now. So what ACC will be asking you is basically first understand what are the type of business organization, what is business organization, what are their types. Okay, what is the sorry, sorry about that. So what are basically business organization and what is basically the external environment. We will be learning that there is an organization and that is basically business organization. After learning what is business organization, their types, and basically the sector they belong, then we will learn that there is an external environment. An external environment basically that affect, okay, that affect the business. Okay, this external environment is not in the control of business. Okay, beyond their control, beyond business control. Can I also do enroll agent course? Rohan, let's discuss this after this because something's very specific you're asking. Okay, let's discuss this after the class, or maybe you can approach me on the WhatsApp. Okay, Rohan? Now, what I was saying that business organizations have internal environment. So we will be discussing what is business organization, and then we'll be focusing on what is external environment. External environment that is beyond the control of business organization. Like they can be basically, this is basically entire business organization, business function. Yeah. So like governments, okay, laws, okay, let's say economy, about inflation rate, interest rates, okay, many factors, or let's say the social culture of a country, or basically of the markets that business organization deal in, or basically the technological factor. Definitely I've been saying this technology word so many times, technology word, okay, technology, or sometimes environmental also. Okay, this is something which we need to have an understanding how the external market affects the businesses. Only then we will be learning how to operate the businesses. See, as I told you, this is just like a mini MBA. So we will be getting an understanding of business organization, and in order to get a business organization understanding, we will be learning like what are the structures, like say top level management, middle level management, lower level management, employees basically reporting to HR department, finance department, like accounting reporting that we normally work in, the production, the manufacturing department, the let's say purchasing department, sales department, marketing department, multiple. Okay, so what is the organization structure? What is the culture of the organization? What do you mean by culture? Let's say organizations, some have very strict rules, some have very flexible rules, some allow employees to be in a dress code, some allow to be in very casual way working style. They don't pressurize employees in order to improve the creativity. What is the governance? Very important thing, governance, because this governance would be coming in your audit, in your SBL, in your performance management a lot of time. Governance per se, let's say If I have, like I have given you the example that you are right now sitting in the UK, you have given your money you have invested your money in the India, let's say $1 million, then how you are ensuring that there is a governance over your employee, that your employees are doing the efficient work, they're not doing the fraud, as well as they're doing the efficient work, they're achieving the targets, basically maximizing your wealth. So how is this governance? What is the sustainability means what is the long term approach of the organization? Is it only focusing current year profit? Let's say one of the ways of making profit is we can fire employees, we can reduce cost. Okay, we can fire employee and reduce the cost, so our profits will be high, but whether it would be sustainable in the long term. So these things we will be learning about the organization. Okay, so if I give you a very quick introduction, chapter number 1 to chapter number 6, it's about learning business organization and external environment. And from chapter number 7 to chapter number 19, oh sorry, chapter number 18. Currently there are 18 chapters, no? Right? 18 chapters. Just a second, huh? I think there are 18 chapters, if I remember it correctly. Just cross checking it. Yeah, there are 18 chapters. 18 chapters, no? Yep. So from chapter number 7 to 17 is basically internal environment. Okay, external and internal environment. And then chapter number 18, sole chapter about professional ethics. You guys are professional, you will be learning about ethics. Ethics is a very, very important thing for you. To become ACCA, you need to complete all your 13 exams. You need to complete PER requirement of 3-year training. Okay, and one important thing is you need to complete your ethical module. So as a professional, you are supposed to follow some ethics, basically objectivity, integrity, professional due care and competence, confidentiality. Okay, there are certain 5 rules of ethics that you need to learn. And ACCA has been emphasizing you guys to adopt these ethics. Okay, so this is not only at business level, this is also at business and technology subject, but also at audit subject, also at SBL subject, also at SBR subject. And they have also separately given you a module to complete, like this is a 20-hour module training. You need to go through all the PPT slides just like a video. Okay, and then basically give some test. So this is an ethical module. So ACC really wants you to adapt this professional ethics. Okay, in chapter number 17 to 18 we will be learning this business function, regulations, technology, leadership and management, more about the business itself. In chapter number 1 to 6 we will be learning about the external environment more per se. Okay, this is very practical thing, that the so sorry. So this is very practical thing, like we go through news every day. Let's say so businesses acquired so business, the government has raised interest rates, the government is imposing tax, government has banned some exports, so many news happens. So we will learn all the external environment here. Okay, so can I count the 1-year work in a CFM? Any work? Okay, just one more query that student get about the training period. Okay, let's take that too. For your training, this is basically how you would be completing 3-year training. There is a one video, like 1-hour video in the YouTube given by the Shilpi ma'am, who basically is from VG Learning. They have provided you basically a VG Learning video about the how to complete your 3-year training. So ACC is very flexible about your basically PER training, professional and learning training. Okay, what they ask you, if you have started ACCA or not started ACCA. Okay, you have completed your ACCA. You can do this training anytime, and you can do them in installments. Okay, let's say you have completed 6 months, 1 year, 2.5 years. Everything will be counted. You can use this 3-year training. You can use any experience that is related to finance and accounting. Okay, you can basically use any experience you have in finance and accounting and basically count your 3-year training. There are additional requirement of meeting 9 objective at least. meeting 9 objective, or basically 13 that I'm not remember. Okay, that I don't remember. So please do see how many objectives you need to complete. So objectives that you need to complete, and 3-year training. So what these objectives are, let's say you are working in a business environment. So in business environment, you are how to deal with clients, how to write emails, how to basically handle cash management, accounting, how to handle finance management. So there are multiple objectives. So you can complete at least 9 out of those 13, if I remember correctly. Okay, so please complete those objectives while in the work, and you can count your work if this is related to finance or accounting. So that is the requirement of PER. Okay, if you want to know more, go and visit the YouTube site and basically check, or basically ACCA website. They have also given a very detailed document about this. And you can also do it in installment anytime, be it before, be it after. You have any prior work experience before starting ACCA and that experience is in the finance and accounting, use it. Okay, after completing ACCA, you can still do it, use it. You will be member once you complete your PER, your ethical module, and your basically 13 subjects. If you complete only 13 subjects, your 13 subjects, then you will be affiliate. Okay, we will not get into what is the role of affiliate, what is the role of a member. That is a different discussion altogether. But in order to become a member, you need to complete these 3 requirements. Okay, now coming back here, this is the syllabus. Chapter number 1 to 6 about the external environment, business organization, external environment. Chapter number 7 to 17 about the internal environment that we will be learning. And chapter number 18, ethics module. As I told you, ethics is a very important part of the syllabus. So this is basically your section A, B, C, D, E, and F. So these are the 6 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, these are 6 sections that you need to get a mastery before you pay for the exam. Okay, that is the agenda of the ACCA. Okay, now some exam tips that we will be basically discussing later. Like slowly throughout the syllabus, throughout the class, I will be giving you some tips. Like first of all, this is very basic thing: create a schedule, exam format that I just told you. Okay, practice time management, focus on conceptual understanding, and create mnemonics if possible. Okay, try to use the mnemonic. I don't give mnemonics. I'm not a teacher who would give you mnemonics to you memorize. That task I leave to the students. I only give conceptual clarity, because some students are familiar with some mnemonics, some students are not familiar with the mnemonics. So I find it a very difficult thing to balance out for every student. So that's why I only focus on conceptual clarity. Mnemonics part you can take care of, and I am confident that you can take it because you are studying the professional exam. So that much I can basically pass on this much responsibility. Okay, for mnemonics if you want. Okay, not necessarily if you're clear with the concept clarity. For me, mnemonics never worked. Okay, though students can try if they think they want to do the smart study. That is also a very good thing. So with this, I have introduced you this syllabus. Let's start our first chapter. Okay, those who have books, please open your chapter number 1. Otherwise, please follow up with my notes. Okay, just a second. Where is my notes? Session number 1. Just post class. Okay. So this is your chapter number 1, guys. Business organization. From now, the class is starting after 1.5 hours. Yeah. Chalo. Let's start. Chapter number 1, business organization. Let me know in case you have any doubt, any question. So far, I hope we are good. We are starting our first chapter, which is business organization. What is business organization? Before I start, can you tell me the definition of business organization? Whatever idea you have about organization or business organization, let's ask you guys. What do you understand business organization? Everyone, please put in your answer. What anything, be it small, one word or one line, any statement you have, any understanding you have about business organization. Companies or MNC? Darren says companies or MNCs. Okay. Anirudh says an entity that is used to conduct business. Okay, nice. A profit-making organization. Dia says a profit-making organization is the definition for the business organization. Okay, reasonable, reasonable. Okay, not very accurate, but yeah, reasonable. Anyone else? Okay, let's move. Okay, so what we will be learning? We will be learning what is business organization, how they are basically formed or how they are basically set up. What are the features of business organization? What are the sectors of business organization? What are these commercial, non-profit? What are these? So this will make sense once we complete the chapter. Then you will be coming back to this index. Then suddenly it will start making sense. Okay. What is stakeholder? What is agency relationship? Are we opening an agency? What is internal connected and external stakeholder? What is different stakeholder? Compare the power and interest of various stakeholder groups. So many gibberish word. Didn't understand any. So let's, unwind them. Okay. First thing, what is an organization? Let's go with the definition. What the basically definition says. So a social arrangement which pursues collective goals, control its own performances, and has boundaries separating it from its environment. Please, everyone, please focus here. Tell me, what do you understand with this definition? How much did you grasp what this definition is saying? Guys, we have started. A social arrangement which pursues collective goal, control its own performance, and has a boundary separating it from the environment. How much did you understood it? Please tell. A little bit. Okay. That's nice. Sometimes, students things goes over their head. What about else? Everything except boundary separating point. Okay, nice. Nice, Dhruv. If you have understood everything except boundary. A place when people have a goal that is different than the public. Oh, very good, Anirudh. Okay, I have very intelligent students in this class. Nice. Okay. See, you can see a smile on my face. Normally I introduce this kind of thing to students and students are scratching their head like what is basically is being said here. So see, when we talk about organizations, we are talking about group of individuals. Okay. There are group of individuals, not one person. One person cannot be an organization. It is group of individuals. Okay. They have goals. Okay. Please understand, it is not saying same. This is saying collective goals. Like one individual can have a one goal, another individual can have a different goal. So what they try to do as an organization, try to achieve a collective goals. Okay. Let's say I'm an employee. My goal would be to get as much as salary, earn high salary, and basically get a job security. I should write it in a simple salary and job security, right? As an employee, what would be my goal to basically be part of any organization? To get salary and to get job security. That is my first priority. For let's say a person who has invested in the company, let's say shareholder or investor, if you're not sure about the shareholder word. So if you're an investor, so you want your money to return, basically earn money. You want to earn money. Okay, take risky decisions. That is what an investor would want. Let's say you are government agency. What you would want as a government agency, you would want to basically, provide public services, or you would want basically that there's a law and regulation order, law and order. We will cover shareholders or stakeholders are different or same thing. This is what this chapter is about. I have not explained what is stakeholder. Don't worry, we will be covering this. So when I talk about organization, it is multiple individuals focusing on goals, basically collective goals. Different people, different goals, but they have come together to basically work for their collective goals. Okay, using their own performances and a boundary separating it from the environment. Like I said, there is a business and then there is an external environment. Okay. I should say organization. This is the organization definition, not business definition. This is an organization, and whatever is beyond organization. Basically, organization have some leaders, organization have some employees, organization have some investors. So all this is organization. And after this, let's say government, community, public, this will be external environment. Okay, their competitors is also external environment. So what it's saying, that an organization, group of individual coming together, focusing on collective goals. Different individual having different goals, but they have a collective goal to pursue using their performances. Basically, the work they will be performing, employee will be doing the operations, management or basically leadership providing the guidance, and basically separating it from its environment. Basically, different from the competitor, different from their external environment. That is what basically organization is. Let's say we as an organization right now providing you teaching service. We have come together. I have a different goal than basically the organization that you have currently enrolled for. Like VG Learning has a different goal. They want to enroll as much as students. My goal is to teach, and basically earn my basically fee, whatever I'm charging to them. And you as a student has a goal to learn and basically educate yourself, right? So we all have different goals, and we all have come together. So as an organization, we are providing you service. As a students, you are availing these services. We have basically different collective goals, and we have a boundary basically means that separate the VG Learning from different institutions, different basically entities. That is the external environment, right? So this is an organization. I have very simple thing to understand. Why organization exist? Why organization exist? I hope this definition is clear about the organization. Any doubt? Any doubt about anyone? No doubt. Yeah, Darren, please tell. No doubt. Okay. Darren, you have any doubt, or your hand is raised right now? Not clear. Boundary part basically, Darren, means, let's say I am an organization. Different individuals come working in one part. Okay, this is organization. Now, the part that differentiate organization from different organizations. Let's say there are multiple, institutes that provide ACCA services. Okay, ACCA education services. So what VG Learning is separated from, basically the boundary. Like what would be the employee, what would be basically their staff. They have a particular, let's say, location where their staff works. Right now I'm not basically working at this location, but also I'm a faculty of the VG Learning. So these people are providing services. These people are providing services related to education. These people are providing services related to enrollment of the students. These people are some people are basically enrolling for the students and basically managing the entire organization. Some there is a leadership. So these are defined, and this basically creates an organization. And anything other than this would be basically a boundary. This is like just a boundary here. Yeah, basically this is creating boundary, is separating from the environment. We have an external environment always existing with us. So that is creating separating us from the environment. Let's say if I talk about Zell is also a competitor of VG Learning. So what is separating Zell from the VG Learning? Basically the institute itself, the organization itself, right? Anything beyond the organization is basically their environment. Clear, Darren? Okay. Why organization basically organization exists basically that individuals cannot achieve themselves. Any goal that individual cannot achieve themselves, coming together helps achieving the goal. If we talk about, let's say if I talk about creating a needle, needle, simple thing that pinpoints, that help us sewing the clothes, and many things that help this needle. Let me just use this a different slide. This example will be helpful for me for explaining later on. Let's say I want to create a needle. Okay, this needle is basically a pointy needle to sell to customer. How this needle will be basically created? First, this needle will be requiring raw material. Okay, like some metal. Okay, like iron, just for the sake, iron or steel. Okay, so some employee, some some people would be procuring it or buying it. I should say buy right now. Buy or procure it, right? Some people would be delivering it. Okay, some people would be, mending it or bending. Okay, there would be some employees in the factory who would be, cutting, cutting, mending, bending, then shaping, then shaping. Okay, and then finishing. Okay, and finally packaging. So you can see, in order to create one needle, there will be different processes, from raw material acquisition to basically delivering it to basically, now after delivering, the employees would be taking care and now cutting it. Then there would be some basically bending it. Then some would be, making it pointy, shaping it, and then some would be, polishing it as a finishing, and then some would be packaging the needle. So you can see, some procure person would be the best person to, bargain the prices, because this person is doing this task again and again repetitively, so he's very good at what he's doing. The person who's cutting the iron or steel would be very good, or basically because he's doing it repetitive task. So he would be very good at, cutting and basically the the cutting part. The mending and bending person would be basically specialized. Because of the repetition, they would be specialized, right? Each person working in their own field would be specialized. They would be, because they were doing the repetitive task, and they would be creating some standards. Standard means, let's say, first time I cut the iron. It took me 10 hours. Next time I cut the iron, it took me 9 hours. Now, after doing it like 1 month, after doing it repeatedly for 1 month, now it's taking me 6 hours only. So now average time for cutting the iron is basically only 6 hours. Why it's not 10 hours? Because I have been doing it repetitively. I have now specialized it. I know where to cut it correctly. And now normally it takes me 6 hours. So this is basically the standard time. With an organization where different individuals are doing different tasks repetitively and creating a standard, this organization is going to create a good product, or basically needle, right? The needle will be very sharp, very highly polished, very well produced, and basically they will be also, very well packed, and they will be sold to the customer. So customer will be definitely buying it. Let's say if this task is done by only one person, tell me the time and effort. Right now, though multiple individuals are involved, but time and effort is reduced significantly. Yes or no? When multiple individuals are involved, this basically, it requires multiple individual, but this has reduced the cost. But what if this all task was done by one person? How much time this would have taken? Yes or no? Highly significant time. And basically this individual may not be specialized, may not have been specialized. Okay, they would not have created a standard. They might be good at cutting, but they might be not good at shaping. Because in order to become specialized, in order to create a standard, you need to basically devote time. But because your time is devoted to everything, then how would you become specialized? How would you improve the quality? If you bring the specialization in one particular thing, definitely the quality will improve. But if that specialization is missing, your time is devoted into multiple things, then your quality will reduce. You would require basically more time. There would not be any standard, because you're not doing the repetitive task. The repetitive task is so slow. Let's say you are doing the cutting in day 1, and now you're shaping on day 10. So see the gap. Whereas if there are individual involved, so this person is doing cutting on 24-hour basis, like not 24-hour, like 8 hours in a day. This person is shaping 8 hours in a day. In a week, they spend like 40 hours. So this basically creates standard, this basically repetitive performance, this basically specialize, this basically improve the quality, this reduces the time. Being an organization, being an organization. Yes or no? So what organization does? It achieves the target which individual cannot do themselves with the same time and effort, right? Is this clear? Organization achieves target that individual cannot done themselves with the same time and effort, with the same specialization, with the same quality, with the same cost, right? So this is basically organization is. Now just include the business word. What I just introduced you is the organization. Just introduce the business word. See, when we talk about business, business is normally commercial. Okay, basically to earn profit. But we will also learn that there are some business organizations that sole purpose is not to earn profit, but also for non-profit basically purposes. Many business organizations owned by the government, many business organizations owned by the government, like railways, hospital, they are not making profit. Their purpose is to welfare of the public. Yes or no? So there can be business organizations that are non-commercial. Clear? So business activity will be there, economic activity will be there. It's just that they can be profitable, they cannot be profitable, depending on the organization, right? Okay. Business organization are group formed by people to carry out economy activity. Okay, these are created to provide goods or services. In case you are a trader, manufacturer, you would be providing goods. I am a basically I'm providing you services like teaching. Let's say you are basically going on an airplane. So aviation industry, they are providing you service, not selling you good. Let's say you are taking Ola, Uber cab. Okay, you are taking a cab service, so they are providing you service of travel. They are not selling you their car. This is service. Let's say you are getting your hair cut in the barber shop, so in that case they're providing you service. They are not selling you your equipment. Okay, difference between goods or services. When let's say I'm selling you a phone, this is basically selling you goods, but I'm providing you services. I hope we all understand that. I'm just trying to make it very clear to you, right? Now, these organizations work in various sectors. We'll just see in a moment. So far what we have understood, organization, different individuals coming together, collective goals, basically using the performances. They will be basically high standardization, high specialization, reducing time and effort. Basically, like this is the same point. Like what are the features of business organization? They have objective and variety of objective and goals. Okay, different people do different things, specialization in one activity. Okay, achieve good performances, creating standards, formal documentation system. Now, very important, very important. In businesses, things are normally formal, or documentation. Basically, whenever we need to make decisions in businesses, it's not like we are making decisions informally. We will be making basically decisions that are official, that are documented. This is what we will see in, let's say, in companies. Okay, companies. This is something that we will see in companies. When we will talking about sole proprietor, basically small businesses, we will see more informal decisions. But in company, we will see company or a limited liability partnership, or basically any organization that is official, that is on official documents, on legal papers. So they will have more official or document working. Okay, organization which are, let's say, companies. What are companies? What are these things? I'm not introduced you, don't worry. But I'm just saying that they are entities, they are organizations that are more official. Small businesses like shopkeeper shop, they are not much official. Okay, when they sell you a good, so they might give you invoice, they might not give you invoice, depending upon the shopkeeper way of doing business. But in case of companies, when you're dealing with companies, normally everything is official, everything is documented. Okay. Normally what businesses does, they take the input, they process it, and basically create the output. In case of service provider, we normally use our input as a knowledge and provide you service based on that knowledge. Okay, so input output, the processing is happening at the same time, that's why it's not visible. Like processing is happening at the same time I'm providing you the services, so this is why it's not visible, but this is the normal function, taking the input, processing it, and output. That is the normal business organization function. Any doubts so far, everyone? Are we clear? This is just an introduction. So far, good? Anyone has any doubt? Please raise your hand. Clear? Okay. Now, different types of organization. Very important. Okay. In exam, these questions can come. What is public sector? They will try to trick you with this. Okay. So please, important, very important topic. Very important. Private sector, public sector. Okay. They are defining the organization based on the ownership, be it private sector, public sector. You might have heard the term public company or private company. That I will explain later, because this is the most common question among the student. What is private sector? What is public sector? What is private company? What is public company? Student get confused in this very much, very much. Okay, don't, they should not. This is very simple to understand, but please understand this is very important for you. And in exam, definitely a question can come out of this. So tell me, what is private sector and public sector? Guys, what is private sector, public sector? What do you understand? Okay, what do you understand about private and public sector? Try to give me an example if you are aware. If you know, you will be easily able to give me example. Public sector is run by government, public sector owned by government. Dhruv and Dia have given the answer. What about rest? What about rest of you guys? Private sector, public railway. Very good, Ayush. You have given the example. In India, railway is a public sector. Why, Ayush? Why railway is a public sector? Can you tell me? You have given the example, but why it is a public sector? Okay, tell me, hospitals, are they public sector or private sector? Private sector by an individual or group of individuals. Very good there. Okay, tell me, hospitals, are they private sector, public sector? Okay, very well said. Okay, try to give me answer, in my personal chat. Don't try to give because everybody is able to see your answers. So try to give me in your, basically personal chat. Ayush, you say public. Hospitals cannot be private sector. Hospitals are public sectors. What is your explanation for this? Try. I'm not saying you're incorrect or correct. Just give me explanation. Dia have given me the correct answer. Very good, Dia. Okay. Sabasek both, Sabasek basically public, Sabasek even private. Very good. Okay, let me explain. Very good, Anirudh. It depends on the owner. Okay, please understand, everyone. If government owns even 1% stake, government owns even 1% stake, that sector will become public sector. If government is involved in any sector, that sector becomes public sector. Government is not involved, then that sector becomes private sector. Okay, be very clear with this. Hospitals, some hospitals are run by the government, so that's why they are government hospitals and they are public sector. But some hospitals are also run by private institutions. Their purpose is to run those hospitals is to earn profit. Okay, whereas government hospital purpose is to provide healthcare services to public at cheaper price. So wherever government is involved and they own that, basically they have ownership of that thing, they are running that thing. That's why they are public sectors. We will be learning public sector in very detail. Let's discuss the public sector. Yeah, this is the public sector. Public sector organization owned or operated by government, either local or nationally. Okay, in India we have multiple corporation that look after the cleaning and department. We have state government, we have central government. In other countries there is a state government concept, and basically the federal government concept, basically the central government, and basically their local authorities that do the cleanup thing. Government has multiple departments, please understand. Government has multiple department. Okay, government has multiple branches. So all those branches are part of it government. Okay, let's say education ministry, let's say finance ministry. These are government branches, and anything they run themselves will be basically the government sector. Let's say government has medical institution that they provide the education as well as the treatment, healthcare treatment, that will be also public sector. So anything that government runs will be basically public sector. Okay, including local or national. Okay, other, basically, let's say if government does not own it, then basically other than government will be private sector. Example of private sector are multiple. Telecommunication. Government does not own the stake in the private sector, in the telecommunication. It's basically managed by the private company players. Like we have Jio in India, which is a telecom provider. We have Airtel, which is also telecommunication provider, and Vodafone. Vodafone is an international company, so it's also providing services in India. So it's also a telecommunication provider. Government does not basically is interested in running the telecommunication services. That sector is privatized, private sector by the government. Let's say railways. Railways is something that is a very crucial service in India. That's why government is currently managing it and providing themselves. Railway is currently basically run by the government, not by private sector. Hospitals mix. Some are run by the government, some are run by the basically private hospitals. Schools, some run by the government, some run by the private sector. So I hope difference between private and public sector is very clear to you. Army and defense is also government sector. Very good, Divya. Okay. Now, advantages of the public sector. Economy of scale. Economy of scale basically means large volume of activity. Large volume. Whenever you learn the word basically economy of scale, understand it means large volume of activity, ultimately reducing the cost. This is an economic concept. Reducing cost. Ultimately reducing cost. Very important thing. What is economy of scale, guys? Anyone even after me explaining this, anyone wants to explain me economy of scale? I just forgot to ask you. Economy of scale. Anyone? Basically, economy of scale is an advantage. No. Not room, no room for growth. No. Let's say I have spent 10 crores on a machinery. Okay, I have spent 10 crores on a machinery. So if I produce one product out of it, only one product, then the entire cost of that one product would be 10 crore. Let's say I produce two product out of it, then now the individual cost of each product would be 5 crore. What if I produce 10,000 products? 10,000 products out of it. Can anyone tell me what would be the unit cost for 10 crore? What would be the unit cost for 10 crore? Like what this 10,000 individual products, what would be the cost? 10 crore divided by 10,000, how much it makes? 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 crore, 10 crore. I think it's 10,000. Is it? Is 10,000 or 1 lakh per product? 10K. Okay. So 10,000 rupees per product. Or let's say let's give a very simple example, 5,000. So it would be 20,000. Okay, 20,000 rupees for one product. Now if I produce, let's say 15 lakh products, can anyone tell me what would be the unit cost? What would be the unit cost? 15 lakh, 10 crore divided by 15 lakh. What would be the unit cost for 15 lakh? 15 lakh product. 15 lakh, oh sorry, 10 crore divided by 15 lakh. Anyone? 66.67. Now just see, individual product is costing 67 rupees. So from costing 5 crore individual product, from costing 20,000 from individual product, is now 66. This is called economy of scale. The more you produce, the more cost it reduces. You know, one of the problems in starting a business is that you sometimes need high capital investment. Let's say 10 crore, 100 crore. Basically, you need to buy buildings, you need to buy, plant and machinery, factories, and then you start producing products. So the most important problem sometimes is capital investing. So cost, high cost. This is very high cost. So in this case, how do you cover this cost? Because you have invested this money. This is capital expenditure, but you need to recover it. So the more product you produce, okay, your cost would be reducing, because this is one time cost that you have spent, and this is continuously reducing. This is called economy of scale. Okay, so for a government, economy of scale is a big advantage. Why? Because they sell at very large unit, very large, crores, sometimes millions or billions. Government is one of the largest expender. Like we will be learning in chapter number 2, government is the largest spender of any economy. Government is the largest buyer of any economy. Government has the largest income that they can dispose. Government is the largest buyer spender in any economy. So government has the best advantage of economy of scale, because they can produce as much as they want for the not they want, as much as they need for the public. Clear? Normally they produce it in the masses. Let's say railways as an example. Government need to provide railways 24/7. So the trip that railways has is like, at most, like they in a single day they might have, let's say, 600 trips, 600 trips to 5,000 trips. Okay, had it been a private organization, not sure how many trips they would have provided, if in case there would be competition, right? So government provide the largest number of services. So economy of scale clear with through everyone? Why government, it is an advantage for the government for economy of scale? Yep. Next, fill the gap left by the private sector. See, in an economy, that is something we will learn in the next chapter, but in an economy, normally it is the businesses that help running the economy. Please understand this statement. In an economy, it is the private sector, it is the businesses that help run the economy. We want, let's say, a toothpaste. Government does not produce toothpaste. It is the private sector that produces toothpaste. We want, let's say, a laptop. Private sector again. Basically, let's say I want a shoe, basically clothing. Private sector. Government is not interested in these things. What basically is the normal practice for capitalism. Basically, it's a theory, or it's a basically policy. Right now, most of the country in the world follow the capitalism policy, where private sector own the basically most of the resources. They produce it and sell it on the profit. If any sector that is left by the private sector, that government basically takes care. Let's say healthcare. Now you want the best services in the healthcare, you go for the private sector, definitely, but they will be very costly. If they are costly, they will not be reachable to the poor. There is a segment in the society, rich, poor, middle class, poor. So how poor will be able to afford it? Let's say transportation. We can take the Ola Uber services. Those who are aware, Uber is basically the cab service provider internationally. Ola is an Indian company that provide the cab services. So these cab services are basically expensive, may not be affordable to everyone. So that's why government also provide transport. Public transport, you can take the bus and basically pay a minimum fee of, let's say, 10 rupee in India. Okay, and then basically take the service. Right? So these are some cheap services provided by the government, because this cannot be fulfilled by the private sector. Clear? So any sector that is left by the private sector is basically fulfilled by the government. Normally it is the private sector that run the economy, but government in a cap sorry In a capitalist environment, it is normally the private sector that run the economy, but government try to fill the gap that where private sector does not exist. Clear, everyone? I'm emphasizing these points because these points will be helpful in our next classes. Clear? Okay. Cheaper services, again, we are clear. Cheaper services, we know that government provides cheaper services so that it can be afforded by the poor. Now, disadvantages. Government influence on funding on running. Can anyone explain me this point? What does it mean? Government influence on funding on running. Anyone? What does on government influence funding running means? No worries, that's why I'm here. I'm not, it's not a knowledge test of you. It's just I want you to think. That's the only idea. It's not to, show, okay, you don't know this. That's just to make you think. Okay. Very good, Anirudh. Very good. The funding is on the government. That means government finances these activities. Public sector has the disadvantage that government has many things to invest in this, so it is difficult to fund. Very good, Janjay. I am not able to pronounce your name correctly. It's can I call you Jay or sorry, yeah. Can you tell me your name? Actually, I think we missed your introduction. Janam Jay. Sorry, really sorry, buddy. Okay, so basically the student has basically given the answer that government has to invest a lot of things, and basically they have scared. Basically, government collect their money by taxes from public, so they have very like government has to spend like on transport, on healthcare, on education, on basically defense administration. Government has to spend on a lot of things, so the money they have is limited. So when something is run by the government, that does government spending, and if something is basically creating government spending, so government funds are reducing. We will learn in the next chapter how government borrows money from world banks, from large institutions, and basically try to make up for their deficit, current account deficit. Something for the next chapters, but just to give you little tickle. So the disadvantage of this is that government has very limited money, and they have to provide lot of services. Okay, there are a lot of services that government provide. So for any developing or any a poor country, the challenge with the government is public spending. Okay, government main role is to provide for infrastructure. The infrastructure, let's say roads, law and order, and basically the electricity. These are the infrastructure that government is should provide in order to make business running. Any government that wants to make their country developed, or make their nation very prosperous, they need to provide these basic services to businesses: roads, electricity, and basically the law and order. If these things are provided, nothing can stop a country to become basically developed nation. But these are very challenging because government has to also focus on health. Government also has to focus on on public spending, like on regular expenditures, like government official payments, or basically administration, defense sector. They have to spend all this also. So if government is spending in one particular sector, this reduces their money, and this basically created challenge for how to fund other activities. So this is very difficult thing, that government is running the business, government is running that particular sector, and government is providing the funding. So government a very lot of resources, lot of manpower goes in running one particular sector. So government is invested in these things, and then government has less time to work for the social welfare of the people, which is the normal task of the government. So this is the disadvantage. And definitely you might have heard the phrase that government, the services that government provide are insufficient. Basically, let's say the services are cheaper, but they are not very qualitative. Let's say if you go to a hospital, they are thousands of people, there's so much rush, there are very less bed available. Unfortunately, this is true throughout the countries. Like many countries face this problem because of the overburden. Economy of scale is the advantage, but this is actually their nightmare also, that there are many people that they have to cater. Clear with these advantages and disadvantages about government functioning, government spending, Government has to take cater multiple sectors, right? So this was public sector for you. Okay. Should we take 5 minutes break? Oh. So private sector, any sector that is not owned by the government will be private sector. Basically aviation, okay, let's say transportation, let's say finance, okay, technological, but some like some technology, let's say related to rocket, related to nuclear power plant, these are limited to government. So some sectors government has retained itself either because of security or either because of any public welfare. So whatever the reason, some sectors are open to the private, some sectors are not, depending on the type of the government. Once you will be learning basically law and all that, you will be learning the type of governments, type of law that are basically govern a country. So some governments are monarchy, some governments are basically the dictatorship type of government, some are democratic governments. So in a democratic governments, basically things happen in a way that most of the sectors are given to the private sector and some public welfare sectors are kept by the government sector. So far, I hope it's clear. So for owner versus manager, let's discuss this in the limited company concept. Okay, before we move on, should we take 5 minutes break? I like to give 2 breaks to the students so that they are free. And I hope you are aware that class is till 9, or should we wrap up till 8:30? First of all, tell me, should we take the class to 9 or should we wrap up till 8:30? Because otherwise then there will not be a point. I have discussed this, like why they are giving you 2.5 hour class. I'm not sure, like 3 hours is a good class. Normally I take 3 hour class. Okay, how many are basically, let's vote. Some students are saying 8:30. Please vote for 9. How many students are up for 9? No, vote, just raise your hand. 1, raise your hand. Rohan has raised his hand. Only 1 student replying are more. I'll just discuss this. I'll just sort it out with the team, like what is the intention. 2 people have said out of 9. Okay, I don't think there are many students. Okay, let's continue till 8:30 because I'm not seeing many students, replying this. Not many students. Okay. Dhruv, Dia, and yeah, 2 students are saying, but I need the majority. Okay, I'll first discuss. I'll tell you. Normally the class is 3 hours. I'm not sure why this time is 2:30 because there will be multiple classes. Like I am right now in rhythm, so I wanted definitely to teach you till 9. Okay, no worries, no worries. We have to just complete the syllabus. Okay. Now, owner versus manager. Basically, what it's saying that in the original example I have given you, you have invested your money in the from UK to India. So your money will be managed by some different individual, and you have invested the money. So sometimes the owner who have given the money is not the one who's controlling that money. Sometimes it's director, sometimes it's partner. We will see in the limited liability chapter, basically not chapter, in the topic that we are going to discuss about the limited liability. Yeah, here we will be discussing this in a moment. Profit versus non-profit organization. Businesses that run for profit are basically profit organization or commercial organizations. Businesses that do not run for profit, profit making is not their primary aim. Please understand, not for profit organization does not mean that we do not earn profit. This means that their primary aim is not to earn profit. Their primary aim is basically the cause or the welfare. Basically the cause they have opened for, let's say child care, elder care, animal protection, right? These are some of the causes that sometimes you open your organization. So non-for-profit organization, your primary aim is not to earn the profit, but to provide for the basically the cause. And this also brings us one concept, which is NGO. Student get confused a lot with the not-for-profit organization and non-for-government organization. NGO is non-government organization. The work that cannot be done by government basically take up by the NGOs. Okay, many NGOs work for social cause. These are normally for social cause. Okay, what not-for-profit organization, they can or cannot work for social cause. So NPO, not-for-profit organization, can be for a social cause. Okay, and their main aim is not basically earning profit. The main aim is not earning profit. Sometimes, you know, you open club activities, sometimes you promote sport, so it's not a social cause, it's just for, you know, providing sports in your society, so it can be a non-profit organization. But if your cause is basically, you know, providing social cause, and also your primary aim is not basically the profit, then you are an NGO. Okay, NGOs by default are non-for-profit, but that does not mean they do not earn profit. They can earn profit. Okay, like ASHA, or basically Isha. Isha is one of the organization basically in India that also earn profit, and it's a social cause organization that, you know, work for the spirituality. There are some, you know, organization like CRY that, you know, work for the betterment of the children, like the human trafficking and, you know, human children harassment. So they try to work for that. And there is a elderly organization, I forgot the name. So that actually works for the betterment for the elder people that, you know, do not no longer have any home with them. So these are NGOs. So by default, NGOs are not for profit making. Okay, NGOs by default are not for profit making, but if they earn profit, no, don't start complaining. Okay, NGOs earn profit, but were supposed to be NPO. No, NPO does not mean that you're not going to earn profit. You can go earn profit, but your primary aim is basically not to, basically primary aim would be different. And normally NGOs don't sell. Normally they don't sell. They take donations and subscription from their members. Okay, in case of NPO, it is the subscription fees that they take from the members. Let's say I'm part of an NGO where my friend asked me to, you know, pay monthly subscription fees to the NGO, let's say for the providing free education to the children, and that I pay to them, and that is a subscription fee. In case I want to donate something, I will be basically that donating money or donating some, you know, books or pencil or etc. So that also. So this is how NPO or NGO earns. Okay. PETA, yeah. This is for animal protection, right, Dhruv? This is for the animal, if I remember correctly. There's famous actor in India, Salman Khan, that has also, you know, opened one NGO which is Being Human, right? So these are some non-profit organization. I hope the difference between NGO and NPO is clear. And NGO is by default NPO. It's just that it can also earn profit. Okay, NGOs are normally by default NPO, but not every NPO is an NGO. Why? Because NPO can have a normal social community promotion activity also. That is not for social cause. That is for just, you know, promoting the clubhouse activity, etc., etc. Right? Okay. Legal form. Limited company partnership, a very beautiful concept. I'm just confused whether should I start this concept, because this is a very, very important concept, and, you know, something that happens around you all the day, just that you don't pay attention to. Okay, if we stretch the class, please don't mind. This is a very beautiful concept. Okay, limited company concept. Please stay with me, don't leave me in between. Are we okay with this? Limited company, it's a very beautiful concept, and it's a very fundamental concept, so I don't want you to leave in between. Okay. Limited company. Let me tell you a story time. Okay, how many of you know Mr. George Bush? Oh, no, not George Bush. Who was the first president? Abraham Lincoln, right, Abraham Lincoln. It's a 1800s story, like how limited company actually came to be. Limited company actually is a concept came in 1800th century. Sorry. So limited company actually, One Up Wall Street is one of the books that I read, and I recommend you in case you are interested in stock market and all that. If you want to learn the basics, One Up Wall Street. So in that book, I actually came to know how basically company actually, company concept created. So it was a story of Mr. Abraham Lincoln and his friend. So what happened? Mr. Abraham Lincoln, his friend, used to be a businessman. Okay, what happened? He did, he borrowed money from creator. He invested in their business, and business failed. Business failed later on. Okay, business could not generate the revenue. It could not, thus it could not generate the revenue. Whatever money they have borrowed, they were basically, it was already inputted in the raw material, and it could not, be sold. So the business lost the money. Now these borrowers, money borrowed, money. So the borrowers or the lender, I hope we know who are borrowers or lenders. Basically those who give you money on basically interest credit. Okay, they have give you money on credit, and basically they charge you interest, like bank charge you interest on loan na? So these person have basically borrowed or given a loan, and basically the business failed and basically could not repay the loan. What happened? Mr. Abraham Lincoln, friend, this person who was running this business, he was sued. Basically, sued means filing a case. He was sued by in the court for basically not able to pay the money. So what happened? Whatever assets, or basically whatever property was left in the business was sold. But let's say if it is a 10 crore loan, the assets were only 2 crore. So these assets were sold off. Okay, money could not be recovered. Only 8 crore was still left. What happened? This person's this person's personal property, personal property was also confiscated. Okay, by the lenders. The lender actually confiscated, and court did not intervene. Court said, yeah, this is their legal right. This is their legal right. So now this person's basically, Abraham Lincoln's friends, family, they actually came on street. They did not have anywhere to, go. Their property was confiscated, it was sold, and still after paying this, there was some loan left. Let's say 5 crore was still left, 3 crores were recovered after selling off their property, cars, and everything. This was sold. 5 crores were left. So for that reason, this friend was sent to jail because he could not pay the lender their money. This person sold off everything they had, every basic thing. Now, if any money actually comes out to this person, they still need to pay back to these lenders. Do you see the problem? That if you are doing a business, and suddenly business fails, which is, business running is not an easy thing. Businesses fail, and it is because the reason are not under your control. So businesses failed, and this person had a loan which he could not repay back. And lenders were right. They needed their money back. So by hook or crook, they wanted their money back. Because see, you can basically call them evil, but think about, if it's your money, then what would you do? You need your money back. So that's why lenders tried to sell everything. Still, they could not recover it. So they sent this person to jail. Now the Mr. Abraham Lincoln come actually into picture. Abraham Lincoln actually visited his friend in the jail. They actually visited him jail. And this person told him about the problem. That, see, I did a wrong business decision. I did not fraud anybody. Please understand, the person intention was not to fraud anyone. It's just that it was a failed business. So why his personal property was attached? Why his family had to pay the cost? Because of his wrong decision. So there was a concept which actually came into picture: separate legal entity and limited liability. This is the concept that actually came into be. That, let's say now, this was the case when this person was running. This was the case when this person was running a sole proprietor. He was running basically normal sole proprietor business. There was no company. Now this company was come into picture. Again, this person invested this money, let's say 10 crore. So this company now has 10 crore. Company took the loan. The borrower basically given the company, this company is limited right now. Borrower given the company, let's say let's say 15 crore loan. Now this 10 crore basically company invested with this 10 crore and this 15 crore. This 25 crore was invested in business, and business again failed. So borrowers try to recover their money again. They try to recover their money. So they sold the company's asset. This 10 crore was sold. Let's say 8 crore were realized. Now they try to reach, they try to approach this person. So suddenly a wheel come into picture. A wheel. This is called a wheel. Wheel. Basically a curtain came into picture. The borrower tried to approach this person, but the person said, why are you approaching me? They said, we given your company 15 crore and we only could realize 8 crore out of it, so we are left with 7 crore, so you need to pay us back. But this businessman said, see, this company is limited, and if you don't know, limited means limited liability. So once you were dealing with this company had 10 crore of assets. So now if company is not able to pay you back, you cannot recover any money more than that. You cannot recover any money more than that because the company only had 10 crore of rupees of assets. So you can only cover this 10 crore rupees, not beyond that, not beyond that. Borrower said, no, this is not right. We have given you loan. So he said, you have given me loan in the name of the company. Check the documents again. You have given me the loan in the name of the company. Now I am only responsible to pay you 10 crore, which company owns, and this company is a separate person. You want to file a case against the company, and whatever assets there are, you can recover that asset. But you cannot recover any asset from me because I am a separate person. I am a separate person. I am a separate person from company. There is a curtain. Company is different. I am different. And that is separate legal entity. Yes, private and public, that let's not come that, but limited is important. Limited means limited liability. Yeah, corporation wheel. Very good, Dhruv. It's because of the corporation wheel. This is a wheel that borrower can only approach here. They cannot go beyond this. We will learn later on where corporation wheel is lifted, where person and the company is thing. See, very simple thing. If your intention is to do business and not to fraud, this limited concept will be, very beneficial. Limited concept. See, if you want to encourage business, just think about it. Just think about it. What if your property is sold? What if your family is basically taken to the streets? So no person would be, encouraging the business. So in order to encourage the business, they say, okay, let's create a limited liability. And in this limited liability, we will have, assets. Once you are dealing with the company, just check what the assets they have. And that's why companies publish their account. Okay, so anyone dealing with the company should check their books of accounts, should check their balance sheet, should check their profit and loss. In case you guys are aware that they should check their financial statements. Okay, this is something you will be learning in your financial reporting, financial accounting. You should check their books of account, you check their financial statement, that how much assets company have. These assets, if in case company is not able to pay, you can only recover this much assets, not beyond that, not beyond that. You cannot go and basically take this person's, home and property. Let me give you one practical example, one more practical example for international and Indian students both. Let's say Reliance Retail. I hope anybody who's not aware about Reliance Retail, let's take parallel example of Mr. Elon Musk. Okay, let's say Mr. Elon Musk has SpaceX, sorry, not aerospace, SpaceX and Tesla. I hope we all are aware about it. In case for Indian students, Reliance, I hope we are aware about the Reliance Group. There is a Reliance Retail and Reliance Refinery. Okay, it is owned by Mr. Mukesh Ambani. Okay, Mr. Mukesh Ambani is the owner of this. It is owned by Mr. Elon Musk. Okay, let's say Reliance Retail has, let's say 1 lakh, let's say 20,000 crore profit, and Reliance Refineries has, let's say, have 1 lakh crore profits. Oil refinery, this is oil refinery, so they basically go into the sea, dig the oil out of it and sell it to the company, so they are oil refinery. Okay, though their task is very different, but I'm just telling you for the simplicity. This is basically space rocket, and this is basically car manufacturer, electric car manufacturer. Okay, so what if let's say in C suddenly there's a, hopefully, good faith, this is just to explain you, hope, but let's say if there is a blast in the sea, there's a lot of damage, okay, lot of damage. And even after selling the Reliance Refinery, all the fines, there's still 2 lakh crore cost. There's still 2 lakh crore cost that Reliance Refinery Limited needs to pay. So tell me, if Mr. Mukesh Ambani owns both Reliance Refinery and Reliance Retail, which is also, let's make this profit, let's say 5 lakh crore. So can this 2 lakh crore be recovered from Reliance Retail? Tell me yes or no. Ayush says no. Dia says no. What about rest? Please answer. Please, this is very important concept. I'm paying too much attention, emphasis on. What about filing for? I've said this company, there was a blast. The blast happened, and basically, the oil spillage, now repairing cost, and basically, the damage happened to the people. That will be basically coming about 2 lakh crore after selling everything. So can this 2 lakh will be sold? Whether we will be filing bankruptcy or not, it's a different case right now. But tell me whether we can recover this money from the Mr. Mukesh Ambani. If no, tell me why. If yes, tell me why. Darren says yes. Dhruv says no. Anirudh and Dia says no. So please tell me yes and why. Why is important. And similarly, in case you are an international student, let's say there was a rocket. This rocket got blast, unfortunately. So now can money be recovered from Tesla? Very good, Dia. Very good, Dhruv. You have answered it accurately. Very good, Ayush. Basically, Jay, your answer is also, touching, but let me just, use the correct word for you. You have answered it correctly, but I'm just, helping you to use the correct word. So, Darren, can you explain? You have given the answer yes. Please tell me why. Darren? If owner owns the both company, then they are supposed to say. Very good, Darren. Now, this is where we have the separate legal entity. Separate legal entity. Reliance Retail will not be paying a single penny. Tesla will not be paying a single penny. If Reliance Refinery becomes bankrupt, they lose the money. There are borrowers to pay. There is damage to pay. then Reliance Refinery will be selling off its assets, but nothing can be recovered either from Mr. Mukesh Ambani or from Reliance Retail because of the separate legal entity. And that is why one single large group has multiple subsidiaries, multiple companies. Tata has approx 170 companies as subsidiaries, different company with limited. Why? Only because of this reason. Opening a company is a very costly thing. You need to pay a lot of administration cost, lot of legal compliances cost. Yet people open the companies as a limited because this provides you limited liability. Reliance Oil Refinery cannot go beyond this. The creator of the Reliance Refinery cannot go beyond this because they are separate legal entity. See, Dhruv, when he was sole proprietor, then they're selling property personal. Like Dhruv question is Abraham Lincoln's friend when he was running sole proprietorship, so their personal property could be sold. Yes, because there was unlimited liability. There was unlimited liability. Okay, Dhruv. There was unlimited liability. That's why his personal property could be sold. Now, after he basically incorporated the company, now he has a separate legal entity. Now he cannot his property cannot be sold. Okay, company with limited is a separate person, separate personality. It is a word in the law that it is an artificial person in the eye of law. Okay. Company in reality is nothing but a paper documentation, but in the eye of law it's an actual person. Okay, artificial but actual person. Clear? So that's why once this person has incorporated a company, started a company, basically formed a company, now this person has a separate legal personality, and if there is a limited word last bit, then it becomes a limited company. There can be company that has unlimited liability, but my question would be, why would you want to open such a company? Okay, so always open a limited liability company. Okay, now this concept is clear with you, everyone, about limited concept, about separate legal personality concept. Very important concept. Okay, and this actually comes up with a very important point: ownership and management. See, as I told you in the initially, that I'm sitting in UK and I have $1 million, I will be investing in the India. What it means is that I will be opening a company, I will be giving $1 million to the company. But because I'm sitting in UK, so I will hire a director or a manager to run the company. So because of separate legal entity, please understand, because of separate legal entity, now owner is different and manager is different. So because of that, a manager can be different. Let's say in this example itself, in this example itself, let's say now this person does not want to run this business because he thinks that he's not very specialized in running the business. So once opening the company, he hired someone who's good at, who's actually, let's say, Harvard basically MBA pass out, or basically he has very vast knowledge of management. So they hired somebody like Satya Nadella, like Sundar Pichai, somebody like that. So they hired somebody to run the company. So in this case, this person would be the employee, but they would have lot of power to run the company. They would have lot of power to the company, lot of power. Normally directors or managers. In case of company, it is normally directors. Okay. So directors who have lot of power to run the company, but owner is ultimately the person who have invested the money. Owner is different. Manager is different. Manager is just an employee. Owner is basically the person who has invested the money. Now, in this case, can you tell me, Mr. Elon Musk and Mr. Mukesh Ambani, are they director? Are they shareholder? What are they? Director are the employee who run the company. Basically, owner are the one who have invested the company. In case of Reliance Retail, in case of Tesla and SpaceX, what is the role of Mr. Elon Musk? What is the role of Mr. Mukesh Ambani? Tell me. Very beautiful concept. Okay, are they not employees? Are they not employees? Dia says owner, Shreya says owners, Anirudh say owners. Are they not employees? They provide the fund, so that's why they are owner. Okay, good answer, Dia. But let me tell you why it's not complete. So your answer is half correct. And in exam, if your answer is half correct, it is incorrect. Very good, Anirudh. Can be both. So here, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, because they have provided the funds. 1 second, huh? So sorry. So what I was saying, because Mr. Mukesh Ambani, because Mr. Mukesh Ambani has provided the fund, so he is owner of the company. That's true. Now there is a separate legal entity concept. There is company. So he will be just a owner, investor, or should I say shareholder? What is shareholder? We will learn in the next class. Okay. But he can also appoint themselves as director. In this example, this person appointed the director. So owners appoint the directors. So owner can appoint themselves as a director. So you will learn that in a company, yes, CEO, director, anything. They are board of directors. We will learn. Like what are the. I'll basically show you what is board of director, what is chair, what is CEO. Things to come. Okay, when we will be discussing the business structure, chapter number 6, 7, 8. There onwards, we will be learning this. But for the timing, let's discuss this one. What I was saying. So we will learn if we are owners of a company. So we will appoint the directors. Okay, this is the right of the shareholders. I just assume shareholders are the owners. Okay, this is the right of the shareholder to appoint the directors. Okay, or managers. Owners can appoint themselves as directors or external party. Okay, as per company law, because we create a company, so there is a law that governs the company. So as per company law, director can only be a person, only be a natural person. Okay, basically director cannot be an basically artificial person. Director cannot be a company. Vishal, does that happen that a post can be filled by a company? Yes. When we will be learning auditor now, you will learn that sometimes auditor can be a company or a firm. Real life example, have you heard about the KPMG, PwC, EY, right? Guys, Deloitte, these all are firms, basically limited liability partnership or company. These are hired as auditors. So auditor can be an artificial person run by the partners, definitely, but these are artificial person. But a director needs to be a natural person. Natural person means a human. So shareholder can appoint a director. They can also appoint themselves as a director. They can appoint a third party. Let's say a very good example in India would be Infosys. Where Mr. Narayan Moti, he recently been in the news for his comment about 70 hours work. So Mr. Narayan Moti, those who don't know, don't worry, just check out the news. Mr. Narayan Moti is the owner of the Infosys. Okay, he appointed Vishal Sikka. Like Vishal Sikka is no longer there, but there is a very interesting story about Vishal Sikka. So we will learn corporate governance. It's not like this CEO name is Vishal Sikka, so I'm talking about it. Actually, there was a very good story about Vishal Sikka and Narayan Murthy conflict. Like the owner had a conflict with the director. So Mr. Narayan Murthy actually hired Vishal Sikka. Can there be any other example? Like for international, let's say we all know that Microsoft is owned by Bill Gates. Okay. Microsoft is owned by Bill Gates. Bill Gates is the largest shareholder of the Microsoft. What is shareholder? We have yet to discuss. But it is run by Mr. Satya Nadella. So Satya Nadella is the director or basically CEO, and Bill Gates is the owner. Okay, separation of power. Owners different, manager different. Clear, everyone? Was it clear? Company concept, separate legal entity concept, appointing director, basically themselves, Mukesh Ambani, Elon Musk, they themselves appointed them as a director, or basically different person, right? So this is how basically things happen in real life. So now you will be basically looking at basically why Mukesh Ambani, who's the owner, also the director. Okay. I hope this has helped you clear basically some very important concepts. Okay. So we are left with 10 minutes. Should we take 10 more minutes extra? Basically keep completing the 3 hour class. Please request, small request. Small. And you know, actually, especially from you, you said till 8:30. Small. I know. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Diane said yes also. Anirudh, you're comfortable? No, okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I'll basically discuss like why they have discussed this 2.5 hour class, because it breaks the rhythm. So I'll try to introduce to the 3 hours back. Okay, I'll try to keep it 3 hours because 3 hours is a good flow for me, according to me. If you have different opinion, let me know. Okay. Legal. Okay, so I hope this part, owner versus manager and limited company, is clear. Partnership we will discuss later on. Partnership is something that we will be discussing in the later on chapters. Small size businesses versus medium size business versus multinational businesses, very important. Small size businesses, normally basically businesses at local level like shopkeeper. Medium sized businesses, let's say we are doing business in multiple states, and multinational businesses. Right now I'm part of a multinational company. I give you new name of multinational companies: Google, Microsoft, basically Reliance, or basically EY, Deloitte. These all are multinational companies. What it means is that they run their operation not only one country but multiple countries. Citibank, it's also an example of multinational company. Any other company that you want to name as a multinational company? Anyone? So small company, basically small size. Medium size company, basically some state related. Let's say Bikaner in India that has approaches. JP Morgan, very good roof. Okay. In India we have TCS that provides services to US also, in India also, and multiple other countries also. So normally you will see multinational firms are always limited company. Medium size may be limited, maybe a partnership firm, and small size business is normally proprietorship. Proprietorship means small individual like Mr. Abraham Lincoln's friend who's running the business, who have unlimited risk. But they are okay with that. They are okay with that. Running a company is costly business. Running a company is a costly business. You need to pay a fees to ACCA to audit their accounts. And we charge once you become ACCA, you'll be charging a handsome fee. If you become ACCA practitioner, you become ACCA member, so you'll be charging a handsome fee. Okay, you will be basically showing what this profession is. So they need to pay as an ACCA a fee, directors a fee. So that's why small proprietor don't come up with this basically cost burden. They normally open normal business and the risk is unlimited, but because their scale is small, like locality, so very less chances that this risk will actually actualize. Okay, there are very less chances that this risk will actually actualize. When you are doing a medium sized business or multinational business, definitely you should always go for the limited company. Otherwise you are just basically sitting on a time bomb, which will anytime will burst and you will not know. Like I let me tell you, you might have heard this ad, Red Bull gives you wings. How many of you heard this ad? Red Bull gives you wings. So this is a very interesting story about Red Bull. Red Bull, the caffeine that they sell, the energy drink they sell, they used to say Red Bull gives you wings. They used to say Red Bull gives you wings. One person filed a case against the Red Bull. Let's say they drink the energy, they basically took the energy drink, but they did not get any wings. Actually, somebody filed a case against Red Bull. for this, that they have claimed in the ad that this would be giving us wings. And for that, Red Bull actually need to pay $3 million to the person. Red Bull actually paid this. This has actually happened. Just think how stupid this is. But this is real. This is how business face risk. Business can face any type of risk. Business operations is like quality is reducing. You might face any litigation like this. So now, because Red Bull just created such a long brand, like Red Bull created this brand image, so they cannot, revert back their ads. They could not, revert back their ads. So what they did, they played smartly. Now they said, Red Bull give you wings. Now this does not mean anything. Yeah, now, Dhruv, what happened? Now, basically, they use this wording. They now become smarter. So now they cannot revert back to the original, because somebody will again say, okay, the company is promising me something but did not deliver to its expectation. Because in the ad they actually showed this, that once somebody drink their energy, suddenly they starts flying. So this has happened. So this is how business is unpredictable. This is just an example. So when you're in multinational business, you are normally supposed to be basically a limited company. Recently, McDonald's actually paid like 2 million. Like, let me. This is a story of an Indian hotel, that one lady actually went to barber of the hotel. Okay, this was a five-star hotel. They actually went to the barber, and this barber actually cut only 2 centimeter extra. The hair of the lady was cut 2 centimeter extra. So this lady filed a case against the hotel, and hotel had to pay 10 crore as a compensation to the lady. Do you see that? That's also happened once with the Pepsi in 1980s. Okay, that's interesting then. I didn't know that. Janmesh says, if what is small size business want to be limited company and expand it, definitely you can, Jay, you can definitely do that. That's not a problem. Just thing is, opening a limited company is costly business. It's costly business. As I said, let's say who will be opening this? You in law, you will be learning how companies are open. In law, you will be learning how companies are open. So as an ACCA, you would be providing the service to the small proprietor. So you would not be doing this free of charge, right? You would be charging them fees, and ACCA professionals, these charge heavy fees. And also, let's say there are compliances cost. Annually you need to pay government a fee for this limited company, because there's an administration cost involved. So it's a very costly business. That's why normal small businesses avoid it. I'm going to the hotel. Uh, people are becoming very smart. McDonald filed, McDonald had to pay some $1 million because some lady actually dropped the coffee. Some lady actually dropped the coffee on their lap. This actually happened. Some lady dropped the coffee on their lap, and they filed a case against the McDonald for saying that coffee was too hot. The lady got some third-degree burns in on their thigh side, and they actually filed a case against the McDonald's, and they said that the coffee was too hot. And it was actually found that the lawyer actually won the case based on the degree temperature of the, because normally the temperature of a coffee needs to be at certain amount, but the lady actually that time when the coffee was taken, it was actually taken immediately after it was taken from the vending machine. So the temperature of the coffee was very high. On that basis, McDonald had to pay this lady this amount, like 2 million, something like that. Yeah. This actually happened. So this is how things go about it. So that's why it's always better to open limited liability company. What if somebody filed a case against you, and you have to pay this unlimited amount? Even in case of car insurance, even in case of car insurance, government makes mandatory for car insurance. It's not only that in case car gets damaged, you will be recovering the amount of car. It's also, let's say you, hopefully not you, let's say, let me talk about myself. Let's say I'm driving a car and suddenly an accident happens. So whatever third party in the car basically file case against me. So government asks you to keep an insurance of yourself. In case of car insurance, it is mandatory for everybody who's driving a car to have an insurance, so that anytime a third party file a case, you can insurance company will be paying that amount, because as an individual you will not have that much money. Okay. So this was it basically for the type of control. For source of finance, we will learn in the next class. But I hope this so much whatever we have covered are clear to you guys, right? No, Dia, I would not say they are free. They are smart. I would say they are smart. If you can earn money and this is legal money, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Okay. We may not appreciate it because we believe in hard work, we believe in this, but let me tell you, money is so free right now, so you can earn money in any ways. Like recently this is a news, like Mr. Bill Gates met Bodhi Chaiwala. There's this person basically famous right now. Mr. Bill Gates actually came to visit this person. So right now the world we are living in is out of understanding, beyond my understanding. Okay, so thank you everyone. I hope Dolly Chaiwala. Okay, okay, sorry, not Body Chaiwala, Dolly Chaiwala. Right, 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 right. Okay, it's a very interesting world, and this is what this subject is all about. I hope you find it fascinating the way I was telling. Like, you can see the smile when I'm explaining these things, because I find these things very fascinating. This is very practical thing that which we see in day-to-day ways. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I hope you like and you understood a little bit what we basically learned today. In case of any doubt, do let me know, and let's meet tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much, Rup. Thanks for the compliment. Thank you, Dia. Okay. Okay. I will be sharing these notes on the WhatsApp group. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye, Anurod.